Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Wednesday, April the 7th from Creston. It's Stock Markets with Bruce. It's your Uncle Bruce here. Get up, everybody. It's time to make money. How you doing? Nice to see you all. Hope you're having a good week. It's the middle of the week. And what is going to happen now? What is going to happen today? Are we getting richer? Let's hope so. I have a few ideas that I like to toss around. Maybe ways we can make more money, or you can make more money. Send me more donations. Just want you guys richer, if at all possible. It's nice to see you all. Thank you, everybody, for being here and saying hi to me. Good morning to all of you. Thumbs ups and welcome one, welcome all from around the world. It's fantastic. Nice to have you here. It is your Uncle Bruce to talk to you today about what is happening in the markets in plain English. That's what I try and do all the time, and hopefully it makes sense to you. I appreciate all of you giving me comments and reaching out to me. Thank you for becoming members of this channel and doing all the wonderful things you do. I appreciate it. What's going to happen today? GameStop right now is approaching 184 again. It's 183.96, down 50 cents on the day. I mean, so what? There's nothing going on at this point. Volume pre-morning, pre-market, 75,000 shares. We have nothing happening here in a dramatic way. So there's no $20 a share drop off to start the day. There's no $20 a share rise at the moment either, but nothing negative happening. We are waiting for news. We're now waiting for corporate news to come out from the company. Mainly, the the main news we're after, the big news I want to see is who the new directors are going to be for the company. What names are being brought up for nominations for directorship? That's what I want to know. What are we dealing with here? 8 directors are leaving the company. They've already announced they won't be around. Either they've announced it or it was announced for them, one way or the other. And we'll find out who the possible replacements are. I'm looking at my collar and I'm noticing this little black band here, and it's off center. It drives me nuts. It's just that there's a T-shirt under here, and there's this sweatshirt over here, and then I keep adjusting, and it keeps doing that. Maybe it's because of my hunchback. Maybe that's what it is. It's because this is the problem. Had I considered that? Maybe that's the issue. It's me. It's a me thing. Oh well. GameStop. There's a lot of speculation going on about what the shares could be worth. I read an article yesterday comparing GameStop to Best Buy and comparing GameStop to Chewy. I found it rather enlightening. If you compare the company to Best Buy, the analyst says, and you decide that, well, this company is going to be a brick and mortar company predominantly going forward, that they have some online sales, but they're basically going to be a brick and mortar company based on the metrics of Best Buy, that the shares of GameStop would be worth about $155 a share or something like that. So not far from where we are. On the other hand, if you compare this company to Chewy and you buy into the notion that Ryan Cohen and the management that he's been hiring, and Ryan Cohen and likely the new directors coming in and other new hires coming on board will transform the company towards a Chewy kind of a model. Oh, and by the way, this year in 2021, 1,850 leases expire for GameStop stores. Just keep that in mind. 1,850 leases are expiring for GameStop stores, which gives the company the option whether or not to extend the life of 1,850 stores. Now, my hunch is that if they're North American locations, USA, Canada, what they'll likely do is not renew leases on underperforming locations right off the bat. That will be number one. Number two, if they're sitting with, say, one city with 5 stores, they might cut back to 3 stores or 2 stores. There might be that going on too. So there's the natural the natural pullback, so that maybe 1,800 leases come up, but only 500 or 600 are extended, and that could be a drop of 12, 1,300 stores this year just from the natural expiration of leases. It's not like they have to pay a penalty to walk away, or they have to terminate their leases early and pay the rent, for the remaining term, or they're going to have problems with landlords with lawsuits. None of that stuff. It's a scenario where they have the option whether or not to re-sign a new lease or not. I'm sure that the landlords in every case have been more than eager to allow and offer GameStop a new deal. The other thing I'm wondering about, in the case of GameStop, if they're going to remain in a location, say they have 5 in a city, they're going to keep 2. They let that be known with the landlord, and there might well be 2 different landlords or 3 different landlords in the city that they're dealing with. There might be 5 shopping malls, and 1 shopping mall is owned by this group, 2 shopping malls by this group, and 2 shopping malls with that group. And now you have 3 landlords trying to maintain a tenant, and they're playing them off each other, and they are going to go down to only 2 locations. And it might well be that the 2 locations they keep will be renegotiated at a much lower rate on a per square foot basis, or it might be on a percentage basis of sales. It could be a number of parameters. But in the case of GameStop, it might be that they cut a deal that says, oh, we'll sign a new 5-year lease, but it's going to be at this price. And so you go from 5 to 2, and you go from this much per square foot to this much per square foot. All of a sudden, your 2 stores cost as much as maybe one of the 5 used to cost, and that brings the cost of the business down. It certainly restricts locations, no question about that, but it brings costs down. It sends customers to 2 stores instead of 5 to pick up merchandise, and they reduce staff. I mean, that's the other cost saver. And that could be the pattern here all year long. So they may only keep maybe 40% of the 1,800 stores running. And even those that they keep running are now running at such a lower rate on a per square foot rental basis that all of a sudden they've reduced their cost by 80% on a square footage basis. Fast forward that through next year and the year after that and the year after that, you've got all 5,000 stores pretty well being renegotiated. And you might only be down to 1,000 locations at the cost of what used to cost, used to be, a much higher cost per foot. They're down to 500 stores cost to run 1,000 stores, having once run 5,600 stores globally. Watch for that. Anyway, if you compare Chewy, the numbers of Chewy and the stock valuation of Chewy versus its sales growth and everything else, you transpose that onto the GameStop shares, you come up with a price for GameStop of $1,040 a share. That's what that equates to. So now you have to ask yourself, okay, where will GameStop shares trade at in the next 6 months to a year? Will they be much closer to where they are now, for example, or are they going to go towards the Best Buy model, 155 a share, or are they going to run over towards the Chewy model, which is 1,040 a share, or somewhere in between all of it? I guess there are 4 places it can go: nowhere, lower, higher, or somewhere in the middle. And as the company evolves into an e-commerce machine, which is what it's going to do, we know that. We know it's going to go the Chewy model. But it could go maybe 80% of the Chewy model and retain 20% of their shops, which I just talked to you about. Maybe 1,000 stores are maintained between Canada and the US, let's suppose. So could that mean maybe 80% of 1,040 is where the stock could be valued at today? Remember, this is current numbers of Chewy, not future expected, maybe someday numbers of Chewy. We're talking about Chewy now, and GameStop now. If GameStop were to be perceived by Wall Street as a Chewy-like entity. So go 80% of the way towards the Chewy model, 20% of the way towards the Best Buy model, or what you have now model. And would you be looking at an $800 stock as a possibility? These are the discussions being tossed around here by every investor of GameStop, every analyst of GameStop, or at least a number of them. Outside people looking in, there's this big question: where is this stock headed, and why is it headed there? And are any of the analysts correct that have been saying that the stock can only reach $29 a share? That's all they can be worth. Or are the analysts correct that, like Jeffries, 175 a share is what we guesstimated at? What I wonder about is if they were to raise $1 billion at $285 a share, which some of you have speculated upon, when you take the 3.5 million shares that they're going to issue from the Treasury at their leisure for $1 billion in cash, that would work out to $285 a share. If there's $1 billion in cash and only 73 million shares outstanding, approximately, and there's already 600 million in cash in the bank, that's a 1.6 billion funded company. You've got, in effect, a 20-something dollar a share company in cash, without any other physical assets and or cash flow projections and earnings power and on it goes. So yeah, is it going to $29 a share? I don't think so. Is it going to go back to 50 a share? I don't think so. And then of course the question of the Reddit and Wall Street Bets army of investors that have adopted this stock as their own and have said enough's enough with the hedge funds and all the nonsense in Wall Street. They've said enough with the CNBC biased coverage, where it's just always bad news. That's all they want to talk about with GameStop, just the bad news, except for Jim Cramer, who will come out and say Cohen's building a dream team. They're putting the cash together to fund the dream team. I like what I see. There's the only guy that I know of on CNBC that talks like that about this company. So you got your shareholders, you've got certain cheerleaders, not critics. Where are we going to end up? And this is what we're waiting to find out. Lots of news to come out, lots of developments. The shareholder meeting to vote in the proposed directors, early June. So this is early April. So 60 days or less, that is going to happen. Between now and I'm going to guess next week, 10 days, 15 days, we should know which 8 people are being nominated to the board. And I'm guessing they're all being approached by the Ryan Cohen people through connections and what have you, referrals. Maybe headhunters, maybe not. Possibly fellow directors that are reaching out to other people, or it could well be to people that they would really like to dearly have become part of the company. I don't know. This is one of those, we're going to find out who we're talking about. Are we talking about Elon Musk as a board member of GameStop? Are we talking about Mark Cuban as a possible board member? Are we talking about some directors, a director of Microsoft, a senior executive of Microsoft? Are we talking about someone from Apple? Are we talking about someone from Sony? Someone senior from, I don't know where, another e-commerce giant operator? I don't know. So we're eagerly awaiting that. I am. That's what I'm waiting for. Now, what I wanted to mention to you today was a continuation of what I talked about last night. Those of you who were not here last night after the bell, shame on you, but welcome back. I was talking about the idea that why don't you get paid to be a shareholder of GameStop while you're waiting for developments to take place with GameStop? And when I have my private one-on-one sessions with a number of you out there, Saturdays and Sundays, I offer 1 hour private consultation. And we're booked this week, and we're booked next week, and we're booked the week after that, but we're taking bookings now into May. If you'd like to do a 1 hour consultation with me, it's $400 an hour US, but it's a full 1 hour deep dive into where you're at and what you're about and what do you want to talk to me about. Some of you want to talk to me about your existing businesses. Some of you are retailers, and you know that I'm a former retailer, so you're picking my brain on that. Many of you are saying, here's what I'm doing. What do you think? Am I doing it right? Here's what I want to do, or I think I'm going to do this. What do you think? Should I look at this? And then I come back at you with, have you thought of that? Have you thought of that? Have you thought of that? And all of a sudden you're going, oh God, I hadn't even thought of that. I didn't even know I could do that. Oh geez, I got to talk to a tax professional. Thank you so much. If you want a private session, send me a private email. The link is down below for my Hotmail account. It's right here. Just a quick look at it. You can send me private emails here if you want me to. You want to get me a special message, a private message, or you want a one-on-one consultation. Say, Bruce, I'd like to have a one-on-one consultation with you. When can you fit me in? How do I pay you? What do I do? And let's go. All right. Thank you. What I've been talking to a bunch of you about regarding these one-on-one consultations is making money while you're sitting around waiting for something to happen, especially with GameStop. There's a lot of you out there who have 50 shares, 100 shares, 200, 400, 800, 600, all the numbers, thousands of shares. And instead of sitting here and just waiting and waiting and waiting, maybe there's a way to bring some income in to be paid to wait. How about that? You own real estate called the stock. I call that a casino. Why don't you offer a slot machine inside your casino for people to play with and give them long odds to make money on the stock, and you take the short odds and bring in some income in the meantime? And what I'm getting at is the idea of writing call contracts against your stock. You can write a call contract today if you have an option account. You have 100 shares of GameStop right now. You could write a call contract that expires day after tomorrow, Friday afternoon, if you wanted to. You could write a contract that expires next week, Friday, if you want. You can write a call contract anytime you want for any length you want, as long as it expires on a Friday, because that's when they expire. So there's all kinds of possibilities to raise cash from your stock, which will either bring your costs down, will compensate you for waiting it out, improve your profitability, or allow you to buy more shares. And let me get into that as well. We also talked last night about when is it a good time, or is there ever a good time to use margin from a brokerage firm to buy stock on margin? Is there ever a good time to do that, or is there never a good time to do that? One of the times I recommend you use margin to acquire stock, like for example on GameStop, if you own 65 shares, 70 shares, 83 shares, something like that, you can't write an option against your stock unless you have 100 shares. You need at least 100 to write one call contract. If you have 200 shares, 2 call contracts. If you have 158, you can only write one. You got to get 42 more shares to get to 200. Or if you have 268 shares or 228 shares, you get the drift. You got to go from 100 to 200 to 300 to 400. You have to have an even number of 100 denominated amounts to write contracts. And the more contracts you can write, the more money you're bringing in. All right. Okay, so let's say you have 80 shares of GameStop. I'm throwing a number out there. Use your own number. Fill in your blank right here. But at least you have more than 50, like 60 or more, I would suggest. But if you got 80, you need 20 shares more to be able to write a contract against your stock. At $185 a share, I'm just rounding up the number here. 10 shares is $1,850. Double that, you need $3,700 to buy 20 shares. But you don't have $3,700 to buy another 20 shares. That's the problem. You do a margin purchase on the stock. So if you have a margin account, or you can convert your cash account to a margin account, you do that with your broker. At the same time, you open up an options account so you can trade options and write options. You get the approval for the options, then you go ahead and exercise your ability to use margin. If you've bought and paid for 80 shares, you can easily borrow enough money from the broker to get 20 more shares to give you an even 100 shares. Now, if the 80 you have are averaging $150 a share, you're going to get 20 more at this 185 level. Your average price will be higher, obviously, but you now have 100 shares in possession in your account. You can write a single call contract against the stock, and you can pick how long the contract has to live. You can choose which series to write at the exercise price, in other words. So you can write a 185 or a 190 or a 195 or a 200 or a 220, a 250, whatever price you want. I mean, you pick within, I think it's within a $5 range. You can pick $5 up. And you can pick a contract that dies this Friday or next Friday or the Friday after or the Friday after, and on you want. So you can write a 3-month contract at $185 a share if you want to, and you'll be paid a big premium right now in cash, which will go against your margin debit and probably wipe it out and probably even leave cash in there. The catch, of course, is if you get paid $50 a share right now to write a contract for like a month or two, you've got to sit now like this for a month or two, theoretically, and not be able to do anything. You've got the money up front. Yes, maybe you get $60 a share. You get $6,000 for 100 share. You get $6,000. You pay your broker off the $3,700 you borrowed, and you're ahead the difference, except for one thing. If the shares stay here, nothing much happens. Each day that goes by, that contract becomes less valuable as its time expires. The shares go up. The contracts will go up in value. You might get exercised at 185, but you get to keep that 50, $60 you brought in. That's all right. So you sold at 245 if you got $60. You've sold at 245. What's wrong with selling at 245 if you buy at 185? There's nothing wrong with that. You can just turn around, buy the stock back, and write another contract. But let's just suppose the shares go up to the 200 level in the next week. You're sitting there and watching the contract. It might have been, you sold it at, say, 60. It's now trading at 63, 64, because the stock's gone up, although a week of time has gone by. A week later, the shares go up another $5 or $10 a share to the 210 range. The contracts might be now at 70, 75 each, but they're still shrinking, and you still get $245 if you get exercised. On the other hand, a week later, the shares go back to 185, just a lousy week. They go back to 185, nothing good is happening yet. Those contracts won't be back to $60 where you sold them for 3 weeks ago. Now they're sitting at about $45. They've lost $15 of time. Because when you sold these contracts, when you created this call contract, the stock was 185. You had 2 months or so to go, or 3 months to go before they died, and you were getting time premium of $60 a share upfront. Whatever the numbers, I'm using hypothetical numbers. Don't quote me on this. You have to look this up yourself. But after 3 weeks of time, a certain percentage of this contract's life has evaporated. Time is your friend. So this call might only be trading at $45 a share. You're already up $15 or $1,500 on this transaction. In theory, if you were to buy back that call contract for $4,500, by the way, you don't have $4,500 in your account. You have about $3,000 in your account. You would use margin on top of the cash you have to buy the call back. But you're only paying $45 a share, $4,500 to buy back a contract you sold for $6,000. On the other hand, a week later, another week goes by, and the shares are in this 185 neighborhood. This call contract might only be worth $40. Now you can buy it back for $4,000, making a $2,000 profit on this entire operation. At any time, you can buy the call back. You don't have to wait till the end of it. You don't have to be subjected to a call to be called. You can end this entire episode by just buying the call back at your leisure when you wish to. And you could either do nothing or turn around and say, well, the stock went to $200 and the call came down. It went up in value, but it came down with time, and I can buy it back for $50. I wrote it for 60. I can buy it for 50, but my stock is up $15 a share. So I'm happy about that. I made $1,500 on my stock, moving up $15 a share since it went from 185 to 200. And I'm happy that the call went down in value by $1,000. I'm ahead $2,500. But in overall value, if I buy this contract back now, I'm off the hook. I only made a $10 profit on the contract, but I made $15 on the stock. Now I can turn around and issue a $200 call contract for 3 months, right? Reload a new one for $60. Again, I'm using hypothetical numbers. And I've got a new position at 200 with a $60 premium. I just brought $6,000 in. I spent $5 to buy the last one back. I sold this one for $6,000. I got $1,000 more in my account, and my margin has just gone down or is eliminated, and I've got a bigger credit. These are tricks you can play as an option writer. You are, after all, the casino. You are the house, and you call the shots. Of course, if the shares go down to $150, have a bad day, a bad week, and there's only 3 weeks to go in the contract's life, and you sold it originally at $60 when it was only at the money, $185 stock with a $185 call option, The shares go down to 150 and there's only 3 weeks left to go. Those contracts will be worth maybe $20, $18, $21. They're going to be worth a fraction of what you sold them for. Now you can sit back and go, well, I didn't expect the stock to drop like this, but this morning the stock dropped $25 a share. We've seen this happen before. You're sitting there going, I'm going to buy this contract back at $18. I'm going to lock in a $42 gain on this contract. I know my shares have gone down in value, but the contract has gone more down in value. So I'm going to buy this call back. And I'm flat on the option side. My shares are down in value, but I'm okay. I'm a long-term holder of this company. And you sit there and watch the stock and realize, oh yeah, it's already bounced back to 155. It's back to 158. We've seen this game before, haven't we? It comes back to 160, 65, and 170. And it reaches 175 today. It doesn't come all the way back, but it comes back a ways. And you're asking yourself, well, maybe this is the new normal. Maybe it's going to be between 170 and 180 now instead of 185 and 190. 175 trading price, you might write a 175 call, or you might write a $200 call or a $220 call contract for 1 week, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, whichever you want. And you're going to take the premium right now, yet again, and sit back and go, hey, I dare you to go back down to 150 a share. If you do it again, I'll buy the call back and make another score, because I'm a call contract writer. This is my new role. I own the stock long-term, but I'm also writing calls to generate income from my stock while I'm holding it. And if the shares go down, I'm taking advantage of the dip by buying back my call contract that I wrote at a lower price. And or I've got time on my side. And if it takes me a week before the shares begin to slip a little bit, if they do it at all, the time factor will work in my favor as well. And as I say, if you write a 175 call contract, good for a month, and the shares sit at 175 for the whole month, they just don't go much higher than that. Those call contracts on the last day of their lifetime will be worth 50 cents each. They'll be virtually valueless right up until the last second, and then they are valueless if the stock is under 175 a share. You could literally write it out. You could just grind out the slot machine player and wait until their plane leaves to go back to Dallas, back to work, and they leave the casino penniless. You could play that game with a call contract. You can just let it expire if it's out of the money. Keep all the premium you brought in and say, thank you very much. As soon as that option expires the next Monday morning, you can write a new call contract against your 100 shares because there is no option against your stock at all. That it expired, it died. And now you decide what price to write the next contract at based on where your stock's trading. Where is it trading at? Is it 173 a share? You might write 175s. You might write 195s. You'll decide which ones you get. Those of you who want to get quick cash and you want to make a few bucks on your stock in a hurry, you can literally write contracts that die this Friday. You could write a $200 call contract right now on GameStop if you wanted to. And you might bring in $7-8 a share right now for 48 hours. The stock does not go over $200 between now and Friday night. That's the gamble. You'll score the entire $7-8 a share. That's $700 for every 100 shares you have. You have 500 shares, $3,500 given to you right here. Here's $3,500. The gambler is the buyer of the contract. They're giving you $7 a share premium right now because they know, and you know, that it is possible that this stock at any time can go down $30 a share or go up $30 a share in a half an hour. We know this. We've seen this. They're gambling that maybe the shares will go to $210 this afternoon for whatever reason. Doesn't matter what the reason. It did go there. The shares reached $210 a share. The person who bought the contract from you at $7, they have a contract already worth $10 in book value because it's a $200 exercise. And it's a 210 stock. They're at a $10 value, but the contract still has 2 days to go. So it might be trading at $14, $15. They've doubled their money. They'll sell the contract to somebody else. They'll flip it into the option market. Theoretically, you could sit there and go, should I buy it back? Should I buy the call back? Or what should I do? Well, you have till Friday to make your move. If on Thursday morning, the stock opens at 205, the contract now is only worth $5 book value plus time. It might be trading at $9. You're sitting there going, well, I wrote it at 7. It's trading at 9. but the stock is up. It was the stock was 185 when I wrote the $200 call. The stock is now 205. It's still up $20. So I'm $20 richer on my stock from 2 days ago, but I'm $200 poorer on my contract. What should I do? Well, if you buy that contract back, you lose $200, but you're locking in your gain on your stock. You could turn around right away and write for Friday, the next day to expiry, a $220 contract or a $210. But you might only get $5 for it. Remember, it's worth very little money now because it expires tomorrow night. But you might not do anything. You might sit there and go, no, I'm not even buying this contract back. I'm not doing it. It's only worth $5. I'm not paying $9 for it. It's only worth $5. The stock's at 205. During Thursday, the stock dips to 201, just intraday. And you're sitting there going, the contract's only worth $1. What's it trading for? It's trading at 450. Well, you could buy it back for 450 and lock in a 250 gain. Or you could sit back and go, oh, no. There's still 350 deterioration here. This contract is trading at 450, but it's only worth $1 and it dies tomorrow. I'll wait until tomorrow. You could play that action. You could play that, you're risking that the stock will not go back up again. But if it goes back up, you're richer on the stock, but you're poorer on the contract, and you might get taken out at 200. You have to play this. What should I do? If I buy the contract back at 450, I've made a little profit on the option. I've made a nice profit on my stock. I can now write maybe for next week, Friday, a 210 or a 220 contract. Just like I did last time, I pulled the string about $15 and wrote a call just out of the money by $10, $15, $20 a share. For next week, Friday, I might bring in $12 for that contract. It has 6 days to go, 5.5, 6 days, instead of 2 days or 3 days. That's an option and a strategy that you could employ if you so desired on GameStop. GameStop shares will give you a very nice premium, very high premiums because of the volatility of the stock. And that's what you have to live with. You're living with it now as a shareholder, but as an option writer, you can live with that volatility and use it to your advantage. A down dip during a day where the option is getting close to expiry could be the ticket you're looking for to buy that call back for much less than you sold it for and lock in that profit. And you say, thank you. And then you get ready to rewrite a new contract based on what the stock does in the next few hours or the next day or day after that. You don't always have to have an option against your stock. It's a question of when is the opportune time to write a call contract. Because after all, what are you actually doing? You're using your stock as collateral to short stock. That's what you're shorting GameStop. But you're shorting stock in an option contract rather than physically shorting stock. And you have no downside per se, except for the fact that the shares go down in value, that you could lose money with that. The call will be worthless. You get to keep the money. Okay, thank you. It's a partial compensation of losing money. On the other hand, the shares could go way up to 300 a share on a big run. Elon Musk agrees to join the board of directors. Stock goes to 300. You wrote a $200 call contract. You're crying now because you're getting 200 for your stock. You only got $5 or $8 for the call contract, and you're only getting 208, and it's now at 300. You missed the boat. That's the price you pay for a volatile up move. Of course, you could buy the call back, which would be terribly expensive because it's now 100 in the money. You'd have to pay 10 grand to buy the call back. But you could turn right around and write a $330 call, good for a month or two, and probably bring in $50, $60, $70. And so you're spending $40 actually. You're spending 100 to buy it, getting 60 back to write it. You're out $40. But you own a $300 stock with a $300 exercise price, or a $330 exercise, or a $350 exercise price. So you're stepping it up and doing it that way. That's how you lose by winning. You lose by winning. So if you can handle that, not a bad deal. Anyway, there are times to take margin and build up your position. Get yourself 100 shares or move yourself up to a 200 share level or a 300 share level, depending on how many you have now. If you have, like I say, 185 shares, you can buy 15 to get to 200, or you could buy 115 and get you to 300 and immediately write 3 call contracts. And if you can bring in $20 or $30 a share in premium, depending on the contract, you can bring in $6,000, $8,000, $9,000 right away to offset the cost of buying 115 shares at 185 a pop. This is a $20,000 purchase. You're bringing in $9,000 in premium against the 20,000 purchase. So now you owe the broker 11 grand, not 20, but you've put your stock up, all 300 shares on an exercise price for a set amount of time. Strategies that can work for you, hopefully. And I'm always open for questions about, how to do that and whether that's justifiable or not, or whether it makes sense or not. Should I consider it? That's what you want to consider doing. Remember too, if you own stock outright, you have 100 shares, you don't owe anything on it. You have 200, you have 300. You can write contracts against your stock and then use the cash after the contract expires or you've bought it back and you've locked in a profit. Let's say you lock in $1,850 in profit on a deal. You can use that money to buy 10 more shares. Now you have 210 shares or 110 or 310 or whatever you started with. And every time you write a series of contracts and you unwind them or you buy them back or they expire worthless and you've added more cash to your account, you can just buy up more stock if you want to acquire the next 100 shares of stock. And one, you want to be a shareholder long-term anyway. Two, you want to get to the next 100 share level to start writing 4 contracts at a time or 5 or 6, wherever you're at. And as I said, if you're within 20, 30 shares of 100, let's say you've got 480 shares, it would make a lot of sense to borrow enough money from the broker to buy 20 more to get you to 500 shares and now write 5 contracts. If you're bringing in $20 a share on 500 shares, that's $10,000. You only spent $3,700 to buy the stock. You just brought in 10 grand premium. There you go. On the other hand, you write 4 contracts, you bring in 8 grand, then you buy your stock with cash. You got $8,000. You spent $3,700 to buy this. Then write the 5th call and go ahead and write and bring in 2 more and add that to your cash reserve. You can also avoid doing margin. Just letting the premium build you up to the next 100 level. 100 shares is at $185. It's $18,500. If you have 1,000 shares and you can get $20 a share premium, you're bringing in 20 grand when you write 10 of them. That's enough to buy 100 shares more with a little change left over. But it doesn't give you enough money to buy those contracts back unless they go way down in value. But if you have marginability against it, you can always buy the calls back and rewrite new calls and do a rollover and fund yourself that way. This is what we spend hours doing one-on-one in your particular case with whatever portfolio you're sitting on. But there's some thoughts for you today, kind of get the day started. We're at 23 minutes to go before we open trading today. I hope I've helped you with a little bit of thinking and get your juices flowing and get you wondering about some ideas that you might want to employ, options that you have at your disposal, weapons you have at your disposal. Wolfgang, thank you. Bruce, did you ever use a slide rule? Or no? No, I do remember. I remember when I started my securities course in 1978. I was talking to a stockbroker who was working at Merrill Lynch Canada at the time, and he was going to be my mentor. He agreed to help me through the securities course. Really cool guy, and he said, you have to make one investment to show me you're serious. I said, well, what do I have to do? He says, you got to buy this. And he held up a calculator in his hand. It was a Texas Instrument calculator. And it was about 4 or 5 inches by 4 or 5 inches in size. And it added, divided, subtracted, multiplied. That's all it did. It used little triple A batteries, excuse me, is what it used. I know I still have this thing somewhere. I have it. I don't know where I have it, but I have it. Even after all these years, I've never gotten rid of it because it means so much, the sentimentality of it. But I have it in a box somewhere in a safe place in the house. But I bought this thing, and it was $130. It was $130 for a calculator. 1978 was cutting-edge technology. He says, you're going to need one of these because you're going to have you got room for like 10 digits, 12 digits, and you need to figure out percentage returns and PE multiples. And so I got one, and sure enough, I utilized it a lot using my securities course and in my business. I had that calculator with me wherever I went. Whenever I was in the brokerage business, I always had my calculator with me. Of course, it's all on here, like we all have. But this was my own unit with big buttons and a big screen. Great machine. So that was the investment I had to make. And in 1978, I started the securities course and finished it in early 79. I think I was done by January 79 or February. I had passed it, done the exam and gotten through that. And now I was ready to try to land a job with a brokerage firm to see if I could get into this business. And that was quite the ordeal. But it's what you had to do back then. And, I figured out margin rates. I figured out returns on equity. I figured out if you wrote an option, what kind of percentage return are you getting on your money? What kind of return are you getting on your actual capital versus the margin that you would use to buy this capital? All kinds of calculations. And it made for it was a good tool to have, very much so. You had to have it. Anyway, there you go, guys. We have options questions. I might have options answers. See what's going on. What's the difference between CCL and CUK? CCL is Carnival on the NASDAQ, is it, in the USA, or is it New York? And the CUK, I believe, are the depository receipts or the shares trading in London. So one is trading in British pounds and one is trading in American dollars, if I recall how that goes. It's the same stock, though. Same stock. Let's see. I need to start doing this on my long-term positions. Too much with a smooth brain. If you've got, even if you have stock like Apple or IBM, you can definitely use options to help improve your return, to build up your yield. If you've got the wherewithal to want to watch the markets, fairly closely. On the other hand, you can buy Apple shares or use Apple shares and write a contract against Apple for like a month, $20 out of the money if you want to do that, and not have to worry about the minute-to-minute minutia of the options until the last week of their lives. Then you can really start paying attention to it. But the beauty of trading options now is it's all here. So wherever you are, the market is. As long as don't forget your phone at home. As long as you got your phone with you and you're using platform accounts, platform trading methods, you can always keep an eye. And the other thing you can do with an option is if you sell an option, let's say you sell a GameStop option at $23 a share, you bring in $2,300, and you say to yourself, as soon as those suckers hit $11, I'm buying it back. I don't care what's happening. You can put in a buy order, an open buy order to cover the call to buy it back at $11 or $11.05 or $11.10. Leave it in there and then forget about it. You're out shopping at Costco, you're running around doing some errands, and your phone goes doop, and you look at your phone and go, oh, I bought the call back at $11.05. And then you take a look at the market. Oh, the shares dropped $15 a share. Well, who said something? Who said what? You don't care. I just locked in a $9 profit or a $12 profit on my calls. Thank you very much, options market. And when you get home, you'll sit down and figure out what to do next. There's always that. There's always ways to do this. If you had 200 shares of Nokia, would you recommend doing covered calls? NOK isn't a very volatile stock. Well, you're bringing in extra money, and if let's say you're ahead on the position, you bought it at one price and you're up 15% on it, and now you're writing contracts that are 5% ahead of where they are now for a month or two, and you're getting a nice 5% premium on the value of the stock, and the shares go up there. You're a winner on the stock. You're a winner on the premium. You're a winner on the exercise price. I mean, you're fantastic. Did the shares double on you? No, but they went up enough that you scored a nice gain. Now, theoretically, it could be that you sold the options for $5 a share. I'm just using a number. Again, I'm hypothetically talking here. You sell the contracts for $5 each, and the shares come up a month and a half later to the point where the contracts are worth $5 each, and you buy them back. You don't make any money on the contract, but your stock went up $15 a share. You're a winner. You didn't lose. On the other hand, if the shares not done that, had they only come up half that distance, that contract would die worthless. You would keep that $5 plus the gain you made on the stock, and you're well ahead. And now you can write a new call contract again, or two call contracts in this case. So yeah, I would look into this. This is something that a lot of people actually aren't doing that maybe they should be doing to enhance income in existing portfolios, whether they're in 401ks or inside Roth IRAs. If you have the trading authority to trade your stocks, you can do this to enhance revenue. Adrian, thank you for becoming a member of this channel. The newest, greatest member to join Stock Markets with Bruce. Your Uncle Bruce welcomes you with open arms. And so does Angela. Angela's welcoming you with open arms as well. So you're in good company. No question about it, guys. There you go. The options market. You can make it work for you and let everyone else be the risk taker. Instead of you being the risk taker, instead of you being the one worrying about the running out of the clock, you worrying about the stock being nowhere near the exercise price because you bought a 220 call on GameStop and it's sitting at 185 and it dies day after tomorrow, you're dead in the water. You're the opposite guy. You're the one who sold that contract 2 weeks ago for who knows how much you sold it for, $15, $20, $25 a share. And it's now sitting at $7, $8 a share or less. And it dies the day after tomorrow. You're in the happy sweep zone going, yeah, knock yourself out there, buddy. You can buy my stock off me for 200, but I have a feeling that you're going to watch your contract become zero and all the money that's in my account stays in my account. Thank you very much. And I'll write a new contract Monday morning. Unless, of course, later today or tomorrow or Friday, you buy that call back at whatever it's trading at. It might be down to $2 by Friday morning. You buy it back at 2, you sold it at 22, and now you're writing a brand new call 2 weeks out at 200 again or 210, and away you go all over again. Yes, indeed. You love being on that side of the market. That it gives you the power position. Wolfgang, Bruce, to the moon speech revolved around the slide rule since Apollo needed it. Some lady thought I didn't consider audience. Grandpas use it. People do use slide rules. I know I've used one in my high school career, but when I graduated high school in 73-4 and then went into college, we started getting the calculators coming out. The problem was that the first calculators that we could get were extremely expensive, like hundreds of dollars each, $200 a piece. And then they were coming down in value. I remember when they broke $50 and we went, wow, you can get a calculator for $49.99. And then all of a sudden you could buy a calculator at a drugstore. You could buy a calculator in a blister pack for $19.99. I remember that, that was a big thing. Like I would say to a friend of mine, look at that, you buy a calculator for $19.99. I remember when those things were $150. And I thought, I remember when I bought mine for $130. But I have this great big one, which today is all on a wristwatch. I mean, oh gosh, things have changed so much. Unbelievable. What can I say? 184 on the GameStop shares right now. 184 is the last trade on the stock. Not a lot happening at this point. Nothing bad happening, but nothing great. 184.50 I'm showing, or well, that was yesterday's close, pardon me, but 184 right now. Not a lot to talk about. What have we got on the big market? The Dow is down 39 points. Nothing to get worried about there. S&P down 5 points. NASDAQ down 32. Very quiet start. Oil is up 15 cents to 59.48. We have 12 minutes to go before we start trading today to see what we're all about. What are we going to do? What are we going to see? What's going to happen? And we are waiting. Those of us who are watching GameStop, we are awaiting news regarding directorships. We will not be surprised if we do see announcements coming up about additional staffs being hired. Yes, we are fully expecting that. But the real news we want, what we really want to hear about is the new directors. This is what we want to hear about. I'm just looking at a headline: Carnival talking about burning $500 million a month cash burn, which is better than expected. The shares of Carnival had a bit of a pop today, but I wouldn't get excited about Carnival. I tell you, they're not cruising now. They just canceled yesterday their cruises till July, and I think that that will be extended right through the end of the year as we keep going forward, because I cannot see the CDC allowing Carnival to sail. The case counts in the U.S. are rising again for the virus. And we now have a new variant or several variants of virus that are creating havoc, especially here in Canada and in Europe. And I think it's only a matter of time before the US encounters a new variant problem. And so many states have opened up wide open that they're just asking for it. And I'm sorry to say that this will likely restrict cruise ships from sailing for quite a while yet. The stock Carnival is up 60 cents to 29.20. And as far as I'm concerned, it's going the wrong direction, but that's between me and Carnival. You have to decide for yourselves what to do, but I would not be buying Carnival stock or Norwegian or Royal Caribbean at all. They will not be sailing for a minimum of another 9 months in any big way. There are a few ships that are being deployed out of Jamaica, Dominican Republic, a few other spots, but they are not going to redeploy their entire fleets for quite a period of time, and it doesn't look good. But that's just that's one man's opinion. What can I say? Again, thank you, those of you who have come through and are joining us. Will Gelder, thanks, Will, for becoming for doing a donation to the channel. Appreciate that. Fantastic of you. Will, also a member. Oh, this is awesome. Will, thanks. Let me double check here. Sorry. I have Wolfgang making a donation. We have Francek making a donation, and we have Will becoming a member. So pardon me while I try to catch up with my comments here. I'm a little behind everybody coming on board. Thank you, all of you, for popping in, supporting this channel. There's Adrian right there. Thank you, sir. And then here is Francek. Are you at all worried about other hedge funds being over leveraged by Archegos? It's always an isolated incident until it isn't. I'm always worried about it. One has to wonder, are there any other closets out there that are filled with nightmares? But as each day goes by and we don't have another fallout scenario showing up, you kind of go, well, maybe this is a one-off. And there can be one-offs. But this one was a spectacular one-off. I mean, this was not a tiny little thing that happened. This was billions of dollars. And I know that Credit Suisse and Nomura and other bankers, some lost and some got out alive, unscathed. But there was a $30 billion margin call, or a series of margin calls tallying $30 billion that took place, and not everyone got out without a loss. So I don't know. Amy Reynolds, Wolfgang, I buy $220 calls on GameStop today that expire April 16th. So that's next week, Friday. The price spikes tomorrow at lunch to $230 for 5 minutes, then drop to $200. I want the shares. Do you have to exercise my option while the price is $220? You don't have to exercise the option. You can just sell your contract for a nice fat profit. You sell them for a nice fat profit. You can then just use the money to buy stock anytime you want. But why would you buy the stock at the high if you think they're going to go back again? You take your money out of the contract, say thank you, sit back, wait, stock backs off, then you buy on the dip. You can always play that game. You don't have to exercise calls ever. You don't ever have to really do it. And you can still enjoy the upside from the stock. You can still enjoy the nice little gain that the market gave you. So, good idea. Anyway, I love Bruce, but he just spent a half an hour telling people to do the opposite of what he's always said about GameStop. Well, again, people ask me all the time. They say to me, what if I don't want to just sit and hold? What can I do? I've got a lot of money tied up in GameStop. It's been months, and I'm not so sure if the shares are going to go to 500 share this week or not. Can I make money while I hold the stock? Yes, you can, but there are risks. I've just described these risks, and you have to decide for yourself, can you do what it does? Adventures to Duncan, let's just wait till the Carnival's under $10 a share. We'll buy it back there. Bruce, how long until you get your Tesla? I don't know. Don't know what's going to happen with the Tesla. They're delayed in production right now as far as Model S's are concerned. They're terribly expensive. A base Model S in Canada, by the time you put the all-wheel drive, the automatic drive, that automated drive system in, I'll get my words out. and get the interior you want, get the wheels you want, get the color you want. You do all that, and you're now up to $150,000 Canadian for the base model. You want to go with the what's it, the plaid model? Is that what they call it? There are two versions of that, and you're now talking $240,000 for a car. Jen is looking at me going, "That's not happening. You're not going to have a $240,000 car. You don't get those kinds of donations." You get bagel money. That people send you bagel money. They don't send you Tesla money, because the kind of money you need for a Tesla, you need far bigger donations. So you better get that GameStop stuff. Better be going to $1,000 a share in a hurry, and maybe then you can look at a Tesla, because at $185 a share, you're getting bagel donations. And so she kind of has a point. But I accept, and I'm happy to get any and all donations, because it all adds up. And I thank you all so much for your support. But I always ask myself, how long will this last before this channel dies? If these shares go to $80 a share, do you stop watching me and I'm over? What's going to happen? I'm waiting for these SPACs to merge into the new companies, because there's a lot of news I have to give you about the SPAC. So I'm patiently waiting for the explosion of SPAC news along with the GameStop story to keep engaging with you guys and going from there. Anyway, someday, it would be nice someday if this can happen. Let's get Bruce to 1,000 likes. How are we doing on that? We've got 649 thumbs ups right now, 650 right now. We got 29 on the down dip. So we're right now about 21 to 22 to 1 up versus down. Now, folks, if you can hit that thumbs up button for me and get me over 1,000, we'll be at 30 to 1 on the upside. There's 705 right now. Right now, we just hit 705 thumbs up, 824 on the thumbs up. They're just, you're snapping them. That's beautiful. 847. We're on our way. We have 32 on the down dip, 847 on the up, 893. We're almost at 30 to 1 here. Oh, this is so cool. 901. Here we go, over 900 thumbs up. We're going to get to 1,000 in no time, because you guys are awesome, and I thank you so much. 965. How about that? 992. And here comes 1,000. I feel it. There it is. We've broken 1,000 thumbs ups, all because of all of you guys. And whoever mentioned it, thank you. 33 on the down dip. That's a 30 to 1 ratio and climbing. And thank you all so much for supporting me. Luke Baker, thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate it. I forget to mention it from time to time. I get so into what I'm talking about. We are 3 minutes away, roughly, from opening the floor, from trading on the day. 183.25 is the price of GameStop, down 90 cents. Not much to worry about there. Waiting for the opening salvo to kick in, and we'll see what the market wants to bring us this morning. The Dow is down 31 points, S&P down 3.75 points, NASDAQ down 24.75 points. Crude down 21 cents. So it's a slight negative, but nothing serious here. Nothing much. Carnival says they see 6 of 9 brands resuming limited cruise operations by summer. What does that actually mean when a cruise line says that? Limited means even if one ship is sailing anywhere in the world, we have limited operations. The Carnival people have 95 ships right now. They used to have 110, something like that. They have 95 left. And I know that they're trying to operate one ship here, one ship there, but they've got, I think Cunard is running in the UK, because the UK is allowing UK residents only to sail between Southampton and Scotland and back within UK territory. So they'll have a P&O, they'll have P&O ships there, Costa ships there, Princess ships there, Cunard ships there. That's a bunch of their brands. They might mean that, but nothing in America. Nothing in America. And even the UK thing, I wonder how long that will last. Because this variant, they have the problem there too, the variants, and they're just not, they're pesky. They're not going away. We'll see. 1 minute to go before we start the trade here. Thank you, Will, so much for this. Very quiet GameStop volume this morning. And here, he didn't specifically tell us to go write a bunch of contracts. Vilbus, you read very well, and you are very observant. I thank you very much. I appreciate that. Michael's all excited about SOS. I have no idea what that is. Adam O'Neill, 110 billion. Don't know what that means. So why would he? His focus is on GameStop. Why would he do an options talk about other stock? Kind of, again, very good point here. Someone's paying attention. Exactly, sir. You're absolutely right. Thank you, everybody, for nonetheless for your commentary, thoughts, and letting me know what you're looking for and what's turning you on or not. I'd like to know, like to hear. Thank you. What else is going on? We're opening here right now, 183.20. I think we're just about to start the day. 184.50 first trade, I think, with 183,000 traded on GameStop. AMC down 14 cents to 10.06. AMC not doing well lately. Very quiet. Let me take a look here. Any more comments? Bruce, the way we all know this is going, you being behind will be grand. Godspeed. You will need this because you'll be like hyperspeed. Oh, okay. What a change of in tune for today. Okay. If I can get you to think about the other side, maybe that's a good thing. Think one way, think another, be open-minded, see the big picture, understand what's going on, what some folks are thinking. There's a reason why all these options exist. Some are written naked, I agree, but there are some who are writing covered calls, and there are people making a lot of money writing covered calls. There's ways to trade the option market as a covered call writer to enhance markets. No matter where the shares go, you can be very active in the market as a covered call writer, taking the risk out of the market. There's something to think about there. SI, thank you. Hey, Bruce, I love the show. Thoughts about putting 10 grand into the S&P 500 and wait a few years? Do you consider that a good investment? Well, I think the markets are going higher over the next medium term, let's say 2-3 years. I do think so. But will that be the best return you can get for your money? There's the proverbial question. Should you take this money and divide it into 5 different pieces, 2,000 a piece, and put money into some of the computer chip ETFs or sub indices for index options instead of just index ETFs? Instead of buying the S&P, should you buy the computer high tech index? Should you buy a retail index? Should you buy automotive? I mean, there's lots of questions and possibilities. Should you diversify your portfolio into 10 different $1,000 units and buy maybe 5 SPACs, a couple of ETFs, that type of thing? You got a lot of options here. The market is going to go higher. There's a lot of money coming into these markets from the stimulus right now and the likelihood of the infrastructure program. A lot of cash coming into the economy, which will translate into better performing markets. Liquidity is not a problem, so I think you can make money. The question is, what's your risk tolerance, timing, and what kind of how active do you want to be regarding your investment? I mean, do you want to be on top of it at all times, or do you want to just set it and forget it? If that's what you want to do, fair enough. You can do that. We're at 183.51 on GameStop, down 99 cents. AMC at 998, down 22 cents. Volume on GameStop, 311,900 volume. Very quiet to start the day. Very quiet. The Dow down 45 points. S&P down 3.5. NASDAQ down. Let me start that again. The Dow is up. The Dow is up 43 points. It was down in the pre-market, all pre-market practically. S&P is up 3.5, but the NASDAQ is still showing a loss of 22. So we have a mixed bag right now, but the Dow is higher. There must be a Dow component having a good morning here, and I'm not sure which one it is. We got Kramer here talking with David, and we're not sure what they're talking about. Anyway, there you go. Bruce, just curious, how many members do you have in your channel right now? All you members. We just broke 1,600 the other day. 1,600 members out of 105,000 subscribers. We have 1,600 members who have joined us, and I am so grateful, humbled by this. And we're constantly, my editor and I, we're trying to get you guys your emojis. We can't keep up with the emojis that we're allowed to produce. We need to produce at least 15 more to catch up with the amount we're allowed to get you. So you got a bunch now. We got a bunch more coming. So constantly under construction. Keep your eyes open for more emojis. We'll let you know about all that. Thank you, all of you who have become members of this channel. It is a testament to the fact that you enjoy what we're doing. You really like how this chat is working. It's far more civilized than it was 3 weeks ago. Out of control. The trolls have virtually abandoned us. This is great. Of course, if a troll comes in now, we can trace the troll through the payment they've made. So they may not want to do that. So thank you, all of you, becoming members of this community. There are now a bunch of you who will be getting and will have already been getting and will continue to get more updates from me regarding the market, stock alerts and that type of thing. So thank you for that, guys. It is really appreciated. Bruce is asking for your support. We need to increase our donations. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Just glad you're here and you're showing. You're giving us great comments. Jen is blown away, completely blown away. That many of you would become a member of this little channel. Just incredible. And we are getting more and more entities reaching out to us that want to talk to me, whether it's Hollywood connected, whether it's Netflix connected, whether it's sponsorship connected. We are getting inundated with all kinds of approaches. And I now have a legal representative to help with some of this stuff. So that's alleviating some of the pressure, allowing me to just work with you guys on what's going on, because that's what I want to do. I just want to stay here on top of this. So again, thank you, all of it. UXN says, Bruce, you don't have to be right about the market's ups and downs. Just need to give us good advice about not making mistakes that novices might make. There you go. Donates a shrubbery. A shrubbery is what we want. A shrubbery. Wolfgang, I think whatever is useful in understanding the market's actions is good to talk about in here. We all want to be respectful of each other's opinions since, well, we're trying to get rich together. That's exactly right. This is I hope this is a club of future multimillionaires. That would be fabulous. And we just keep it going. Thank you, everybody, for everything you do for me. And hopefully what Jen and I do for you works out for you as well. Says our friends. Thank you, everybody. Greetings from Holland to all the apes out there. Fantastic. Many people here want to know how these calls work, and I'm happy to provide you with this information. You may find that it just doesn't work for you to write call contracts on GameStop, but it would work for you definitely to write call contracts on other stocks, maybe AMC, maybe these SPACs. Once their deals get done and they start trading at higher levels, you want to start writing call contracts to lock in gains. Yes, all kinds of ways to utilize call contracts to bring you extra cash. After all, you've put the money on the counter to buy stock. Why not have the stock pay you to hold it? That's what this can be done, and that's how we can utilize this, and I think it's a great move. RG, hey, Bruce, local troll here. You're making our job hard. Keep up the good work. Laugh out loud. Howdy from Houston, GameStop holder. Thank you, RG, for being here, buddy. Appreciate it. I love all you guys. Apes strong together. Let's go. Let's see what's going to happen. Greetings are coming in from all over the place. Thank you, Ron. Jane and Ron and everyone's greeting everybody else. Hopefully I can be a millionaire, even though I'm in a Wendy's worker right now. No care rumors. Let's go. Let's make money and get out of Wendy's. Buy the Wendy's. That's right. Make enough money where you can buy it, and now you're the boss. Adam, how do I contact you about a private consultation? When do you think the next openings are? Just send me a private email. It's right here. Here's the email right there. It's brucefarmer@hotmail.com. And just title it, say, Bruce, I want to talk to you. I'd like to book you for a one-on-one consultation. When can you book me? And I'll get back to you with the info that you need. Thank you for asking, and I look forward to seeing you. Alex, we have a new member, Alex Loam. Welcome to the gang, Alex. It's nice to have you here. You can start using the emojis right now, buddy. We've got those emojis and a whole bunch of others. And keep your eyes open for special alerts because every time I add a stock to my stock pick list, or I have some news that you should be aware of about the market or whatever, I will do alerts to members maybe in the middle of the night, first thing in the morning, late in the evening. You never know. The next time you open up your computer and you'll see a message from YouTube for members only, you're up to speed of what's going on. So thank you, from you and all of you who are already members of this channel. I do appreciate this really very, very much. There you go. A look in the description, says John. Sir, that is a Wendy's. But you said GameStop, and you said buy 20 shares of game on margin. Like I said, if you own 80 shares now, and you want to get to 100 shares of GameStop, so you can write a call contract, you can borrow using margin to get the other 20 shares to get you to 100. Then write a call. And if you can bring in $20, $25 a share on a call contract, depending on which one you're writing, that pays for your stock. You've just gone from 80 shares to 100 shares, courtesy of an option buyer, because you wrote a contract against 100 shares. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how you can take 100 shares you have now, let's say, bring in $2,000 by writing a call contract against the stock. You got $2,000 in your hand. You could buy $2,000 more of GameStop right now if you wanted to. That would get you how many? At 181 a share. How many can you buy? 12 more? 11 more? You buy 11 more shares by just issuing a $20 call contract against the stock you own. You now have 111 shares of the stock. You write a call for $40. It's either closer into the money or further out. Bring in $40 a share, you can buy $4,000 of the GameStop on the open market right now. This is money being handed to you, being a shareholder, but you've got to take the risk of writing a call contract against your stock at a set price for a set amount of time. And that's what you have to satisfy yourself with, that you want to be in that position, or don't you? You want to write a call that dies in 2 days? You're not going to get $80 a share premium at the money. You're not going to get that, but you can bring money in for 48 hours. Yes, you can. You want to write a call contract or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10, how many shares you got for next week, Friday? Go ahead too. Yes, you'll get more money than if you write them for this Friday, but you have to wait another week potentially for the contract to die worthless, or you have a week of trading to monitor where you sell the call today, let's say, and you might buy it back today or tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday at a lower price, hopefully, and lock in a gain. This is what you have to assume as your part of the bargain to take this money in up front. So yeah, you can buy stock on margin, but there are only certain points where I would recommend you consider it. One of them is to move up your ownership of stock to get an even 100 into your portfolio, or an even 200 or a 300 or a 500. There are some folks out there that have 550 shares of GameStop, no margin against it. You can borrow from a broker to buy 350 more right now, and that will get you to 900 shares. Turn around, write 9 call contracts today. And if you can bring in $20 a share premium, depending on which one you write, you're bringing in $18,000. That equals the cost of 100 of the 350 you bought today. You're now only borrowing against 250 shares of stock to write these contracts. And when this contract is done, you can write 9 more. And if that brings you another $18,000, $20,000, goes against the margin call. You've just reduced your expenditure and your margin obligation dramatically. A few months down the road, 3-4 months down the road, you may not own any money on all 900 shares. You own 900 now, bought and paid for, and you're still writing contracts. You want to buy more? Buy more. Write more? Write more. Up to you. What's your risk? What do you want to go with? How aggressive do you want to go? Here you are, aggressive growth opportunity in your term. Are you aggressive or are you passive? It's up to you. I want a Baconator. There we go, man. Don't talk to me like that. Oh, I love those Baconators. Oh, they're so good. Oh, Baconator. No onions, though. No onions on. I don't want an onion on my Baconator. Just they may not come with onions. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyway, what can I say? I'm hungry too. Waffle Raptor. I'm getting ready for a bagel a little later this morning. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about a bagel. Greetings from Iceland, you guys. Welcome. Nice to have you all here.
from DQ. Baconators for life, even if I die young. I need some of that. Alex, welcome. Everybody, welcome. Lindsay is here. Lindsay Reese, another member of the show. Lindsay, thank you for joining up. I appreciate you coming on board, and enjoy those emojis. And thank you for being here. Keep an eye open for updates. Waffle Raptor Baconators. Oh yeah, I can understand the paranoia. That's why I switched back to Schwab. Laugh out loud. Wendy's had that 2 for $5 deal going for quite a while. Banging. Wow. Let's see. Olivia, you are so wise for a reason. Anti-PC will be waiting for you. Wendy's is so good. Low volume on GameStop. Let's see. Run 180.63. Down 387 a share on 622,000 shares. This is the kind of day where if you wrote a call contract a couple of days ago when the stock was 190, you're just rubbing your hands going, oh, this is great. The stock's down $10 from when I wrote the contract. They might have been $200 calls. I received $23 premium a couple of days ago. These suckers now are sitting at $12, $14. This is great. You're making money as the stock goes down. You've got an insurance policy to a degree against your position because you've received this cash, and you're sitting here going, well, can the shares go to 175 today? And will those calls go down to $10 each? Should I buy them back at 10 when the stock drops that much? If the stock comes back to 184.85 later today, I can rewrite the same contract maybe for $18. I'll buy it at 10, sell it for 18 all over again, and just keep going on. Keep going for it. Yes, you can do that. Yes, you can. Remember, yes, you can. Okay. I want a bacon cheeseburger for breakfast, says Lance. Oh my gosh, I've missed most of this discourse here. I'm not a fast food guy. I guess all good things come to an end. Wow. Let's see here. A lot of people got their stimulus refunds today. They want Baconators. Oh my! Please stop, Nick. Please stop. Don't talk about Baconators. Whatever you're talking about. Let's see. I need a Bruce. You need a Baconator bagel today. That's what you need, buddy. You need a Baconator bagel. Oh my goodness gracious me. 182.48 on GameStop, popped up a couple of dollars. I think it touched 180, didn't it? 180 something, 180.32. It's now 182.32, popped up $2. AMC at 10.02, down 18 cents. Not so good. I bet you the AMC volume is quiet too, 4.89 million, very quiet on AMC. The Dow is up 48. S&P is up almost 5. The Nasdaq's only down 969. It's getting closer. Oil down a quarter to 59.07. So this is where we're at. Waiting for Fed minutes. They're coming out sometime today. So there will be all kinds of people worried about the Fed minutes. We'll see what's going on. Thank you all for being here. Let's all take a deep breath with Bruce here. Oh, let's relax. Thank you, everybody, for your support of this channel through Redbubble. Those of you picking up my merchandise with these logos on it, you guys are incredible. Thank you so much. Oh, love that. We got a package in the mail yesterday. When Jen comes out later, I will show you something arrived in the mail yesterday from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Pretty cool stuff. Thank you, those of you who have been sending us cards and letters. Some of you are sending us packages. I know it's a fortune to send packages up here to Canada. I admit that. We can't, I do have a mailbox in the US just across the border, but I can't go there. I'm not allowed to go there and get anything. When I'm allowed to go there, I will advertise a US address, but it might be another 6 months the way this is going. We are in a lockdown here in British Columbia, another lockdown. We have shut down everything around here because the variants have really picked up here. So I can't get out of town to go down to the States and pick anything up. I'm from Minnesota, someone's saying, Ryan is saying. Thank you, everybody, for doing these, setting up these packages to our Canadian box, our Canadian mailbox. Fantastic. Thank you. All righty. Let's see here. Adam, when are you going to release your bagels logo as an NFT? Better charge 200 ETH minimum for that masterpiece. Apparently, it is being released as an NFT. That is in the mix right now. This logo had been created on my behalf by a digital artist, and we have been in discussions about perhaps releasing this as an NFT. I don't know if anything's going to come of it. I have no idea. I'll let you know when I know more. I'm such a noob at this. I don't know anything about how this works. But I've got there's emails going back and forth right now, and when I know more, you'll know more, and we'll send you to where the auction house is if you want to put in a bid for this logo. Oh my! I have no idea how this is going to work. I don't understand it. Bruce NFT, let's go. GameStop volume. You want to know what the GameStop volume is? Can you handle the truth? I don't know if you can handle the truth. 744,000 shares of GameStop volume today. That's it. Not even 1 million shares in 20 minutes. Very quiet opening for GameStop today. That's what it's doing. Not a lot is what it's doing. 182.22 is where we're at right now. Okay, Bruce could own the rights to Bruce on the Bruce stuff for Bruce. Dane West, hey Bruce, can you help me understand level 2 chart data? I see the sell walls for GameStop and current large buy walls right around 175.80. Help. I don't have that information in front of me. It's not uncommon within a $5 window between bid and ask. There will be support walls or expressions of interest to buy stock or sell stock. Day traders are doing this all the time. They buy and then they offer a stock for sale, or they have stock for sale that they'll buy back. They don't want to miss out on a trade if there's a swing either way. This is not uncommon. Normal activity. I think what's going on here. GameStop volume only 750,000. NFT of the first ever tweet sold for $60 million. Adam, I own GameStop and believe in it, but what do you think about GameStop competing versus Amazon? Amazon does have Twitch Prime for all gamers and Luna coming out. Well, again, the Ryan Cohen method of how he developed Chewy, the thinking was when he created Chewy, no one gave him any hope at all being able to compete with Amazon for pet owners. The thinking was that Chewy would not be able to compete with Amazon. They wouldn't be able to compete with Kmart. They wouldn't be able to compete with Costco online, Target online, everyone else online that sold pet stuff. They were thinking there's no way that Chewy will have a prayer. Fast forward 8 years later from when the company was first imagined and formed, the company is turning a profit as a publicly traded company, doing very, very well. And pet owners, once you become a Chewy follower as a pet owner, it's pretty tough to be stolen back by anybody else. Pet owners that become Chewy followers, it's game over. And this is the thinking with Ryan Cohen and GameStop. And you haven't heard a single syllable of a quote from Ryan Cohen yet. You've heard nothing. And yet the shares are 182.43. They're not going back to $50 a share. They're not going back to 20. And the Ryan Cohenization of GameStop is underway. I would not bet against this guy. Billions have been lost already by many investors who were on the wrong side of this trade starting back in December, January. Even to this point in time, there are shorters who are upside down on this trade. I have a feeling that this gamification, this Ryan Cohenization of GameStop will be a winner. And they don't have to be 100% perfect to pull this off. GameStop captures 5% of the online market of gaming. This is a $2,000 stock. That's it. 5%. Remember in high school, we used to have to get 50%, 60% to pass. These guys need 5% acceptance rate to make you rich. They get 20% acceptance rate over the next 3 years. you'll be mega rich. Depending on how many shares you got, I think you could be mega rich. This to me is a no-brainer. This is an absolute no-brainer. Yeah, I think we're going to be. I think we'll be fine. Should be concerned about low volume? No, you should not. Low volume is a direct correlation between either greed, panic, or we're in the middle of some news that we're pending news. We're all waiting for pending news. The panic sellers, there are none. There are no panic sellers. Panic buyers, not at the moment. But are folks waiting for announcements? Yes, they are. And that's why we're here. And notice how the stock is down $1.82 on light volume. It's not down $18 or $40. It's nothing like that at all. There's no selling coming in here. I like what I see. I do like what I see. Anyway, Jake, if you're in the U.S., you can't go to Canada unless you quarantine when you get there for 2 weeks or going through the border delivering goods, to my knowledge. That is correct. The only way across the Canadian border, American border, without quarantining is if you are doing deliveries via truck, commercial deliveries. You have to have all your paperwork, customs paperwork, and all that stuff. For a person like myself, I cannot go across the border 100 yards, go to my mailbox, pick up a package that you sent me, come back to Canada and say, I went to get a package. I had a real legitimate reason. You're in quarantine for 2 weeks at a government hotel at our choosing, and you pay the rate the hotel charges you, minimum $200 a night. So it's now a $2,800 quarantine, plus your food, plus your internet. I mean, you're talking $4,000 to be up for 2 weeks. There's no way I can cross the border and come back without it costing me at least $4,000. So we're not doing it. We're not doing it. Not gonna do it. Nah, good. There you have it. Bruce, I made an NFT. It's simple. Use your something to post your minted JPEG. You need something and Coinbase wallet, Coinbase to buy Ethereum, and wallet pay for mining. It's easy. Just you see how easy that is? I have no idea what he's saying. I don't know what he's doing. I kind of know what it means, but I don't know what it means. I'm so lost. I'm so lost in a sea of newness in a world that I am not part of yet. That's a world that has left me behind in the 70s and the 80s. It's left me behind. But I have good people looking after me who are part of this world, allowing me to hang out with you guys, allowing me to get nice and close to you, to say thank you so much for your support, and thank you for tolerating this old guy who doesn't know what's happening in the world of the modern world. NFT, I kind of know what it means, but I don't know what it means. I kind of know how it works, but I don't know how it works. I haven't got a clue. I'm clueless. Help me. I don't know what's going on. Oh my gosh. What can I say? Are we in SSR today? No, we're not. We're not in SSR today. Shares did not drop more than 10% yesterday. We're not in SSR. Damn, Bruce. Taking pointers here. You need to give lifestyle and health advice. You energetic, ancient, healthy bugger. I think that's a compliment, but I'm not exactly sure. Again, I am talking old school, and in old school, there's some wording in there that's not complimentary. But in the new school of things, that is complimentary. So I'm going to take it as complimentary because that's how I take things. and the picture of health here. I'm the picture of health to help you lead a long, healthy life. And I want a Baconator so bad. I can't stand it. We don't have a Wendy's in this town, so I can't have a Baconator. Oh man, Lance is saying with the market share in esports gaming growing by the billions, most are estimating there will be a room for GameStop and Amazon. Yes, there will be, and I keep coming back to you guys. GameStop needs to capture 5% of the market, and you've got a $2,000 stock. It's that simple. They don't need to get 80% of the market. They don't need to crush Amazon. Not even close. This market is so huge that if they get a slice of the action, they're going to do just fine. Thank you very much. Kids, the upside is huge. The downside is minimal. And I don't think these guys are going to lose. I think these guys are going to win and win wonderfully. And you're going to say, all of you are going to say the same comment once these shares take off. You're all going to admit, I didn't buy enough. That's how it works with a winner. You never have enough of a winner. You have too many of a loser. What can I say? Thanks, Daddy Cohen. I got me some bagels today, someone say. Oh man, the Chewy thing is weird. People think I'm crazy for having GameStop, and then I tell them about Chewy and Ryan Cohen, and they change their tune and begin thinking about the cards they get from Chewy. Yeah, like there's so many people out there who are so happy about being in the Chewy universe. They don't realize the same guy is now running GameStop. He will be running the online division and converting this company into a Chewy for gamers. And you don't think that this is not going to happen? Get ready, people. I'm waiting for gamers to really start reacting and going, oh, wow, I just got this from GameStop. I got this in the mail, or I got this coupon that was sent to me, or I got this offer, or I've got an invite to a gaming tournament. I got this, I got that, I got this. This never happened before. And I never get anything like this from Amazon. They don't talk to me. They just take my money and send me a box with something in it. GameStop is like a whole eco-structure for gamers. Yes, that is what is going on. This is what is happening. This is why so many key people are being stolen from Chewy to come over to GameStop, and from Amazon. They're getting the logistics people in, because you still need logistics people to come and run this whole thing. It's happening. It's going on. It is taking place this second, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If only you folks could see what's happening inside that office. I wish I could see what was happening in the office, but I feel it. I know what's happening. I see these announcements and I go, watch out. Watch out. What about BarkBox? They'll give them a run for their money. Good luck with BarkBox. Good luck. Try and take on Chewy and defeat Chewy. There's room for more than one player. Chewy doesn't need 100% of the pet market to go to $500 a share itself. It doesn't. But GameStop, with a slight penetration of the market, will take this stock to levels you will not believe. You've talked about these numbers, but when you trade at these numbers, then you will really understand what we're talking about. There is such upside coming your way. But that's just me. What can I say? I'm doing the best I can. Anyway, Bill Coyne is saying, Bruce, I apologize. The something on YouTube, Chatter 134 episode, Houston Wade estimates there are 850 to 1 billion in GameStop synthetic shares out there. Some days 800 million shares trade. I think that it's possible that between the regular market that we have and then the options market that we have, and maybe the over-the-counter trading going on, it's possible. But I think with options definitely factored in, there's well over 1 billion shares of GameStop out there. Yes. In one form or another, yes. There are many GameStop shares changing hands in one format or another. And I think in the end, the shareholders who are long the stock will be the biggest of winners. Certain option players will be winners. Certain option writers will be winners. Yes, but when we're all done, we could be a lot of fun here. We're going to see what happens. Bruce, Esports Technologies offering their IPO on Webull for $4.50 to $5 a share right now. IPO date is next week, I believe. Any thoughts? It will allow betting on online gaming, listed as eBet. Well, this could be a company that might partner with GameStop. They're looking for places to have wagering take place. It could well be that GameStop handles esports tournaments and that they sign these guys up as the exclusive betting platform that people can use, which gives GameStop a royalty on all the betting. Yeah, a royalty and an overriding payment for sponsorship rights. I mean, GameStop is on the precipice of a major amount of promotion and revenue apart from just selling stuff on the net. A lot of you folks don't understand. This company is not just going to be an e-commerce seller of stuff. They're going to be an e-commerce promoter of companies like this, tournaments and merchandise. And they're going to get paid from every angle. It is going to be incredibly substantial. Kind of like how Apple, not only they make these in China, but they have all the software in here and all these apps that they get paid for as well. They get the action on all of it. GameStop is going to do the same thing with their online e-commerce marketing. They're going to earn income streams from all over the place, globally, regionally, nationally, and internationally. And the market does not appreciate this. The guys on the New York Stock Exchange, the guys on Wall Street are clueless. The ones who are shorting this stock, clueless. They don't believe it or they don't know it. And when they figure it out, it's too late, because by the time investors pile into this stock globally, because don't forget, this stock isn't being bought by just Americans and Canadians and Brits. This stock is being purchased now by international investors. And I expect the gamers out there, once they figure out the depth of how GameStop will be involved in their business and the multiple layers of income that GameStop will be generating, they're going to want to buy the stock. And all I'm thinking about is, bring me 10 million buyers that each want to buy 3-4 shares each of stock. You're bringing in 30-40 million shares of buying, cash buying of stock that is not available. The stock will go up in price. And the more it goes up in price, the more people will want to buy in, because they're going to see the momentum and they want to get in before they miss out on it. And the thinking is, oh, will it go to 300? No. Will it go to 400? No. Is it going to go to 600? No, it's going to keep going. It's just going to keep right on going. And there's going to be buyers all over the planet who will want in. And you'll get to the point where I will bet you there will be 50 million people that will want to buy 5 shares each on average. That will be the end game. That's 250 million shares of buying power coming into GameStop. Where are they getting this from? There's no way they're going to get it at 182 a share. Not a chance. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to get rich. Will you still talk to me when you're rich? I mean, will you even hang out with me anymore? Or will you say, yeah, I remember this guy. I used to watch this guy on YouTube, He was talking about the GameStop. He was a nice bloke, He was okay. A little balding on the top. But all in all, he was a pleasant What was that guy's name? I don't remember his name. These are the days before I became a multi-millionaire person of note. I now have servants that help me remember names. I don't remember names. I don't have time to take a pen and write down a name. I have people that write down names for me. A lot of people, well-paid people. By the time, isn't it time for my massage? Enough of this poo-poo talking about this YouTube guy. YouTube, Uncle Schmoose, Uncle Goose, whatever his name was, whatever that guy was. I don't remember that guy. But since I've become a multi-millionaire and a multi-billionaire riding this stock, which I found all by myself, and I bought into all by myself, and I hung on to through thick and thin without anyone else telling me anything about what to do. I used to watch YouTube, but I don't watch it anymore. Thanks for forgetting about me, everybody. Appreciate it. There you go. I only have 10 shares. Will I get rich? Well, at $20,000 a share, you're worth $200,000. At $100,000 a share, you're a millionaire, right? So, if they split 10 for 1 and then they go to 1,000 a share, that's 10,000 a share. Aren't you rich? I mean, then you'll have 100 shares. You can start writing options. Maybe you will be rich after all. I don't know. I look at it this way. If you had 1 share of Apple back in 1981 or whenever they went public, 1980, 1 share of Apple back then, you now have 256 now. 256 shares of Apple at $120 a share, something like that. I think you're rich. So maybe you can be rich owning this. I'm just saying, Anyway, what can I tell you? I panicked. I bought another 22 shares. Richie. Welcome to the party, pal. Panic and buy, laugh out loud. Oh, man. Amazon spent all their profit on expansion for 20 years. That's right. That's what they did. That is what they did. But for Bruce, all the way in Creston, can he go to Calgary or Vancouver? Is he just stuck in his town? I could drive to Calgary. I could drive to Vancouver, but I'm not going anywhere right now. I'm staying right here in my house to not get ill. I don't want to catch this variant that's infecting all over British Columbia. Thank you, everybody, for being here, supporting this guy. Appreciate it. Please don't forget me when you get rich. Please don't forget me. Remember me in the old days. Oh, man, thank you, everybody, for forgetting me and not forgetting about me in my old age as you get wealthier and wealthier, as Ryan Cohen takes you to wealth that you could never have imagined. Thank you so much. Stock markets with Bruce. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Not good at. No, not gonna do it. Canadians under house arrest. There you go. Oh, man. Oh, man. Thank you, everybody. Bruce, with Bruce, need that Bush voice for all the day. I'm just trying to impersonate Dana Carvey, who I adore. I think Dana Carvey is the best. I love it. I love how he does all the voices he does and his sense of humor. He's so fun. Oh, man, you got to lighten up, folks, and be fun. Hello, Bruce from Dubai. Hey, buddy, welcome from Dubai, UAE, and welcome to the panic zone where you're buying more GameStop. Nice to have you here, buddy. Nice to see you. The Whisperers, Bagels. If GameStop wants to be the best, they'll expand. They won't make any profit at first. It doesn't matter. They're going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Bruce, if you are lost, you better get found, buddy. We want to rock. I can't help it. Pending news. I panic bought 10 more GameStars. Someone hold me, please. Hold me. Here he goes. Rock on. Thank you, everybody. You don't draw from the business when it's growing. There you have it. Oh, man. Rock on. Keep whispering the stock like it. This is why I've subscribed. I just love this guy. It's so much fun. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you for becoming a member of this channel. Thank you for tolerating me. What can I say? Butter, rock and roll, butter, rock. Are we at the barbecue today? Bruce, just do what you normally do with cash, but add additional steps. Oh, my gosh. Which market lets you link Coinbase? No idea. Tokens. Like Chuck E. Cheese tokens. John Van, what are you going to do with the rest of your life? What are you going to do? What are you going to do with the rest of your life? What happens with you people when you become multimillionaires? What are you going to do with the rest of your life? That's what I want to know. What are you going to be up to? Oh, I have a pretty good idea what you folks are going to be up to. I kind of know what you're up to. Did Bruce eat any of his edibles? Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Bruce is dying here, waiting for Jen to come around. Look at that order flow. Oh, my God. No Wendy's. No Wendy's, someone is saying. Oh, my gosh, Bruce doesn't have a Wendy's. Oh, no. How does he live? How does he survive without a Wendy's? Oh, my gosh. It used to be a lot easier, but it's not that easy anymore. I don't have a Wendy's. Dubai is holding. I'm bullish on Blockbuster. Bruce covers GameStop because his audience wants him to. Well, there you go. So it's not insider trading then? Morning melons, is that a thing? Anyway, thank you everybody for being here. Stop, Bruce. I want to buy at 180, 180. Don't talk up the market. It's 181.66. You're filled. Shut up. You're filled. Get in there. Pick it up. Bruce, can you wave to us across the harbor from your yacht? Or maybe I'm on one of my viewers has a yacht. You know, they bought a yacht. They invited me on and Jen on. We're now waving at you from one of our viewers' yachts. Oh, Bruce Cruz. People are going so funny. It's so exciting. Bruce, if GameStop offered you a senior position, would you take it? I feel they need your guidance. I don't think that would be a good idea at the age that I'm at, and with my sordid background and with all the pimples and stuff. I don't think that's a good idea. Face for radio, not a good move. Maybe I'm better off as a deep contact, like Deep Throat, deep undercover contact, the kind of person you talk to on the QT, Oh man, oh man, oh man. So much fun. Last night I dreamed GameStop had one more fire sale before it went to the moon. Um, Bruce, I'll promise I'll call you from some remote island. I won't forget you. I'll be at a fancy island somewhere living it up, and I'll call you and tell you what a great time I'm having and how I enjoy my cocktails brought to me by my butler every day. Wait, isn't this CNBC? I thought this was CNBC. What's going on here? Uncle who? Anyway, it's bagel time. For your Uncle Bruce bagel. I'll never forget what's that guy's name. I'll never forget his name. Bagel Talks. I'll never forget that guy. For the rest of my life, I'll never forget what's his name. The pleasure of being rich is not to have more than to need less. Bruce, people can download the GameStop app for free on the App Store. We can all move it up on the charts. Oh my gosh! Let's see here, Uncle Goose. How do you amass your wealth? I listened to this guy talk about seeing Tom Jones naked in a sauna, and I went all in on GameStop because any guy that hangs out with Tom Jones naked in a sauna in Vegas, you gotta listen to the guy like that when he tells you this GameStop could be pretty good. You got it. I mean, that is the source. I mean, that is legit. Uncle Bagel. Oh my gosh. I'm walking away from the screens, no volume. Hope someone starts yelling if anything happens. I'm telling you. Oh, I think it's time for your meds, old man. It's time for your meds. All I know is I would have had the public panic sold at a loss long ago without Uncle Bruce. That's good enough for me. Thank you, Pete. We got thumbs coming up here, thumbs ups. I'm sending you a pallet of bagels, Uncle Bruce. I will never forget you. They might be blue when they get there with all the fuzz around them, but it was the thought that counted when I got them for you. That's all good. Olivia's laugh at Richie. Stock markets with Bruce. When GameStop gets to another big ass short sale, I'll have a picture of you on my wall, and I'll send you 10% of my gains. You can take me up on that. There you go, Richie. Rich, thanks, buddy. No choking. Also, no selling, Volcano, Butter, Antoinette. Bruce, the CEO, Annie of VGAC, her sister is the CEO of YouTube. How about that? How about that? She's the CEO. Isn't this a small little world? Isn't this a small world? How people are connected. That's Antoinette. I like that. That's really cool. No choking, no coughing, please. I have my moments. It's the liquid lunch that sets this machine humming right there. Oh man, I just want GameStop to go to the moon so I can buy a new car, cash, and ditch my Chevy Cruze. It breaks down more than a teenager breaks down laughing out loud. Bruce, how about the narrative on Wall Street Bets that claims GameStop has become more than just trading stocks and a vehicle to expose the corruption on financial markets? What are your thoughts? You know what, Jay Ray, you make a good point there. That is a good point. I believe too that this stock, GameStop, has become the cult favorite of Wall Street Bets and the Reddit crowd. This stock has become the adopted stock of this group, and that millions of these people who are following these chat groups, millions have or will be buying stock in GameStop. They will acquire it and put it away and give Mr. Cohen all the time Mr. Cohen needs to enact the plan to convert the company from brick and mortar to digital, which is well underway. I think more stock will be purchased by this gang of regulars the minute he starts talking about the new directors. I am thinking we are poised for launch. Launch sequence will be enacted as soon as he starts revealing some of these potential directors that are going to come on board this company. And I think we're going to be pleasantly stunned by who he is talking to and who has agreed to join this company's board of directors. I think we are going to be wonderfully stunned. And I also believe not only the Wall Street Bets crowd will love it, the Wall Street crowd and the international investment community that is at this point almost completely unaware of what is going on here in North America. I don't know if all the gamers really know what's happening. This company's story will just pilfer out there, put out there, just as Tesla, that story went out. we get the kind of exposure to this company's situation that Tesla got for its situation. Look out, world. Look out, world. There's no way that 10 or 20 or 50 or 80 million shares of interest, of buying interest coming into this stock, be it from a half a share to 2 shares to 4 shares a person, it doesn't matter how small these investors are. There in no way will be enough stock anywhere down here to satisfy this demand. And I think the Wall Street bets crowd is going to point at GameStop and say to Wall Street, you buggers, you tried to mess with the wrong company for too long, and you are now going to pay dearly for this. You thought you got away with it in January. You didn't get away with it. You're not getting away with it now. There's a lot more upside coming. I suspect this could be what is happening, and we are only at the first inning of a multi-inning ball game that's going to go into extra innings. I think we're going to be into fun here. Should be a lot of fun. Very interesting. Choo-choo, get on this train, kids. Here we go. I was a Nintendo game counselor in 1989. I like the stock. Bruce, my first trip upon becoming a GameStop millionaire will be Creston to buy you a drink. How about that? We do have bars here, although, we have a bar here in the house. You're always welcome to come by and have a cool one if Jen lets you in. I mean, you got to pass the smell test, buddy. You make sure you shower and shave. You better be clean cut. Oh my gosh. We might not be home though, because if these shares do what I think they can do, we may not be here. We might be in Palm Desert, California. And then you got to get through a gate. Don't think about the fact that you can just show up here and say hi to me. That might not work out either. We'll see what's going on. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. What can I say? So much fun. Thank you, Pedro. I'll make the best quality control company for fruits and vegetables in the world, and you can help me do it. $400 an hour call, right? Thanks a lot, Bruce and Auntie Jen. Yep, it's $400 US an hour to hang out with me for an hour. Just send me a private email and we'll set you up. Space permitting. Randy, sounds great regarding the new e-commerce strategy. You've talked about true parabolic movement. Let's see them roll out an e-sport betting platform and partner with Barstool Sport or DraftKings. What are your thoughts? Yeah. I see something like this happening. I really do. I think these betting platforms will bid against each other to get into the GameStop universe. And I think the GameStop will operate like the NFL does. They will offer rights to these entities to allow them into the betting world and even rebroadcasting rights. I think the GameStop people will make millions, tens of millions of dollars or more on this kind of stuff right here. Not only handling the tournaments and where the tournaments are held if they're in a physical location, but the rebroadcasting rights, the wagering rights. Think about the wagering rights for North America. Then there's the wagering rights in the UK, the wagering rights perhaps in the EU, the wagering rights in other areas of the world, the broadcast rights in various areas of the world. These guys at GameStop are going to be hauling in money from all kinds of areas that you folks have no clue, and neither do I, about where it's coming in from. It will be stunning. I'm learning more and more about the upside potential of what GameStop could become every day. And it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and much more lucrative than we had ever thought. And this is why I keep coming back to this, going, guys, 180 a share. This is maybe 18 cents on the dollar that you're buying this at right now. I'm just saying. I'm not guaranteeing it, but I'm reading a lot of good things and I'm seeing a lot of good things, and I'm wondering when this happens, it will be sudden and violent. It will not go from 180 to 190 in a week, and then a week later go to 200, and then a week later go. No. You've already had a glimpse of the upside of this stock in pre-markets, after market trading, during market trading. You've seen the violent ability of this stock to just shoot. Get ready. When this happens, it happens in a big way. But right now, you've got to tolerate every single day that goes by. That's just the way this business is, the way this world works, and you've got to hang around to wait for the show. And that's the price you have to pay for admission, unfortunately. And I can't make it go any faster. But I have no idea when it goes. When it goes, I don't know. Shower to shave. I'm out. Zupa Stonk. Andrew Mo Money interviewed a politician about the market being overshorted. The guy was dumb as a stump, had no clue. Oh gosh, why would you interview a politician? Oh my gosh. Yikes. If you become a millionaire and you only buy him a drink, I would buy him his favorite Tesla in his favorite color. I mean, come on, help the guy out. Give him some wheels. Well, how about that? I got some friends out there. I want you guys to become millionaires, so that would be fun. Anyway, how long can Wall Street drag this thing out? I don't know. But how fast can it go? Very fast. I don't know. GameStop moons. I'm out of the USA. I'm out of here. Let's see what's going on here. Muds apparently is super hot. MUDS. That's the company that's going to merge with Topps Trading Cards. That's the company that Topps is going to take over in the next 90 days. About 90 days. That's the deal there. MUDS, Muds. I mentioned it yesterday, but I'm not putting it on my recommendation list. I'm not sure if this is really going to be a great hot issue when it happens. I'm not 100% sure. So 1166 up 16 cents today. I'm not sure about this. I'm going to wait a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, to kind of just watch how it performs in the next couple of weeks. I'm kind of curious whether or not the stock will give up a bunch of ground first before it really goes anywhere. We're going to see what happens because it is running on hype right now, and I don't know how long the hype will last. That's kind of what I wonder about. GameStop right now, 180.55, down $3.95 a share on a volume of 1.3 million. Nothing. AMC down 7 cents to $10.13. It was as low as $9.93 on volume of 8.8 million. Nothing. Very, 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 very quiet. What else is going on here? Vector acquisition up 19 cents to 11.18. NavSite Holdings 10.02 up 4 cents a share. IPOE down 24 cents to 17.02. That's getting cheaper and cheaper all the time. That's close to being done, though. That deal should be just about ready to list. Gores Holdings down a quarter, 13.70, a bargain if I ever saw one. VGAC unchanged at 10.06. Starboard Value down 9 to 9.94. Fortress Value up a penny to 9.98. Vantech Vectors up 18 cents. Nothing going on today. Home Depot down 98 cents. 3.12 or 69 down $1.09 now. International Business Machines up 36 cents. It's kind of a quiet day, isn't it? The Dow is up 16. S&P up 6. NASDAQ up 23. Very quiet day. Apple up 96 cents. Tesla down 228. We got nothing going on here. BlackBerry down up 43 cents to 942. Bed Bath & Beyond down 31 to 28.23. Cruise shares higher. Royal Caribbean up 381 to 94.57. There will be no cruises this year. I don't think so. Norwegian up $1.81 to 32.89. I don't think there'll be any cruises. Carnival up $1.99 to 30.59. There'll be no cruises. I don't think so. What can I say? The shares are doing what they're doing because they want to do what they do. Amazon up $34. $3,458, $32.58 a share, $3,258. Disney, $188.92, down 81 cents. Facebook up $3.98 to $3.10. Facebook has been on a nice roll lately. Google, Alphabet up $10 to $22.35. Netflix up 68 cents to $5.45. That's what we got. That's what we're looking at. 179.95 on GameStop. We broke the 180 barrier. Is this the end of the world? No, but that's where it's at. 179.92, down $4.58 a share. Quiet day. Not a lot to get excited about. This is what I'm looking at, kids. This is what we're seeing here. What can I say? When it goes to the moon, you'll forget all about me. Leave Jen and I here in Creston to wonder where everybody went. Oh man, Nick is saying, "Hey Bruce, some are saying the shorters are out of GameStop. But if they're out, why would they continue to short the stock? That doesn't make sense. Why single out GameStop unless they still had skin in the game?" Exactly. You got to wonder if short sellers are truly no longer short GameStop. Why do we get these attacks on the stock? That doesn't add up, does it? It doesn't really make sense, but that's what we're seeing here. So, yeah, maybe there are shorters. What can I say? Dang, if Bruce, if GameStop goes to the moon, maybe you can all pitch in and buy Bruce's own cruise ship. Oh, sure. Thanks a lot. You guys are buying me a cruise ship that costs me $10 million a month to keep floating. I don't think I want that. No, I don't think. I think I would rather just go on a cruise with you guys, but not own the ship. I think I'll leave that to to those guys. Let them have it. I think that's the way to go. Anyway, Muds is going to be unstoppable. Hologram is convinced. Tops is best at PR, which is a big part of this game. We'll see. I don't know. Sports betting, I think, is a gold mine. I agree with that. I think that's where we're going here. Yes. Super fan base at GameStop. Yes, they do have a super fan base. I think the shares will do very well long term. How much to hang out with the financial feminist Jen? How much do I have to pay to hang out with the financial feminist Jen? You can't afford her. You can't afford Jen. You have to afford me. I'm sorry. That's all I can say. We did have there was a session on Saturday or Sunday. I had a session with one of my fantastic viewers, and Jen pitched in. She came in and chatted, not on camera, just off camera. But we were talking to somebody about what they were doing, and then Jen perked up and said, "Oh, I have some thoughts on that." And then Jen popped in a little bit. So you can get a little bit of Jen from time to time if you join up with me, but no guarantees. She's a busy gal with all those photo shoots and all the movie deals. She's a busy gal. What can I say? There you go. Let's see what's going on. Let's go. What do we have going through here? Hang on. The comments are coming through so quickly, I lose them. So pardon me about all this. Sorry. I'm missing all this stuff. Alrighty. What was that? If GameStop moons, I'm going to buy nice shrubbery and a path and make my neighbor chop down the tallest tree in the forest with a herring. Nee. Nee. There you go. Oh, man. All right. Thank you to, hey, Death, thank you for this donation. Hey, Bruce, volume yesterday was as low as it's ever been since January the 12th. What does this mean? Remember to smash the like button for Bruce. Well, volume can be low and then volume can be high. It tells me that those who have it are comfortable. Those who want out there's very few. And those who are looking to buy are looking for dips and they're not getting them. They're sitting on the sideline waiting for dips. That might be what it's telling me. I don't know. Scrub that. I'll come to Scandinavia instead. Haha. My little niece of 3.5 here next to me is saying, "Who is Uncle Brucey? Who's Uncle Bruce?" Well, I'm Uncle Bruce. Hi there, Uncle Bruce is here. How you doing there? Nice to see you. Welcome to the show. Nice to have you pop in and see us today. Hope you're having a good day today. Don't forget to get a good nap today, because I'll be getting a good nap today too. Bruce is tired. He's a hardworking guy. Old dirty Bruce just wings it. I don't think he has this well thought out agenda like you're thinking he does. He deserves to make money. He's great. I hope he makes millions off his subs. Adam's saying Bruce doesn't have a plan. Bruce just kind of goes with the flow. He just does what his viewers want him to do. He goes where his viewers want him to go. All he does is make people happy and glad to be with him. The guy hasn't got a thing going for him, but I hope he's successful. There you go. We haven't seen violent dips in a while, says Ferrigan. That's true. We really haven't seen dips in a while. It's been a while. Kai Chang, anyway, to buy Coinbase pre-IPO, they aren't using a SPAC. I don't think they are either. I'm not sure if that's a good deal or not. I really don't know what to think about that deal. That guy over there, that IT guy over there is the latest, greatest member of this channel. Thank you, that IT guy over there, for joining up and having fun with us. I appreciate this. Cheers to you and all the guys and girls in the IT department. Without you, this world would crash and burn. I thank you so much for joining in, following me, and all of you out there who have given me IT advice in the last 2 years. Oh, do I want to thank you. It's been a wild, crazy ride. What can I say? Thank you, everybody. Drink up. I'm scared. Oh, my, I'm so scared. All right, Apes, I got to go to work on some artwork. Take care, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Keep it coming for Bruce. Keep it coming in there for Bruce. Thank you, everybody. This is ridiculous. It's quiet. It's quiet. It's a quiet day. The Dow is up 33 points. Quiet. S&P up 7. Quiet. NASDAQ up 21.5. It's quiet. Oil is down 38 cents a barrel. It's quiet. And GameStop 179.37. It's quiet. We have very little stock going on. 180 now. Back to 180. Volume 1.67 million, 1.68 million. Very quiet, very quiet. Thank you, everybody. Add another one. He did it twice. Thank you, everybody. Let's see what's going on here. Later, Texas. Thumbs ups for Uncle Bruce. We need to drink emoji. Deep purple, lazy for morale. It's quiet. It's too quiet. It's just too quiet. We are worried about how quiet things are. It's just too quiet. Something should be happening. Something's going on. It's too quiet around here. Something. 180 on the stock. 180.63. Ooh, maybe this is a move. I don't know. Maybe it's a move. Tell us when you were selling cars. Tell us a car story. Oh, can I tell you a car story? I'll tell you a car story. Okay, I'll tell you a car story. All right, here's one. Oh, man. I'll never forget this day. Oh, gosh, this day. Oh, this day. Oh, my God, a car story. Oh, no. Okay. For a very short period of time, I was in the car business. A very short period of time. That IT guy says, if you want GameStop to the moon, you must bring me a shrubbery. Any thoughts on Jag X, Bruce? No thoughts on Jag X. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they do. Shrubbery is required. But I'll tell you a car story. Okay. I had sold cars for a short period of time as a new car salesman on the floor of a car dealer for a Dodge Chrysler dealership. And then I got a job, which I had always wanted. If I was ever going to be in the car business, I actually wanted to be a guy that could lease you a car, a lease specialist. But I didn't want to be tied down to a dealership. I wanted to be able to be an all makes lease specialist. So whatever brand you wanted, whatever truck you wanted, whatever car you wanted, I could lease it to you. And I got my chance when I joined a firm in Calgary. It was a Lexus dealership that had a Toyota department, a Lexus department, and they had an all makes leasing department as well. So I joined, there was an opening and I applied, and they took me on because I was from a dealership where I had been writing lease deals like crazy on the floor of a new car dealership. I'd writing all kinds of lease deals over there, but just for new and used cars. So now I got to join these guys. So I moved over, joined them. And there were only 3 of us in the department. There was the owner of the company, but then there was the manager of the lease department, salesman, and me, another salesman. So there were 3 of us leasing cars. And my manager, who had been in the car business for decades, super guy, really one of the best guys I ever worked with in all my life in any profession. Straight up shooter. It was so great to deal with him. Could not tell a lie. Could not and would not tell a lie. Hard worker, honest as the day is long in the car business, super good guy. And I enjoyed working with this gentleman, really enjoyed it. And what happened was he would write from time to time, he would write what we call fleet deals. And we had a customer with our lease department and that he had put together years before I got there. He had a car rental company. It was a mom and pop car rental firm in Calgary. And they had leased a bunch of cars through the dealership that we had. And they had some Fords and Chevys and Plymouths and other brands over the years. And what they would do is they would go to the auction houses and they would buy cars up that would be like a year old, 6 months old. And then they would grab the car, it would come to the dealership and would add that car to their fleet, a leasing deal to be added to the fleet. And so they were building up their inventory of cars to rent on a daily basis, daily rental, weekly rental, what have you. But they weren't brand new cars. They were 3 month, 6 month, 1 year old type cars. But it worked out because they were a mom and pop dealership and you could go to Hertz and rent a new car for $45 a day, or you could go to these guys and rent a slightly used car for $35 a day. And if you needed a car for 5 days, you'd save $50. And so they had a business going. Okay. Well, unfortunately, they ran into money problems and their business got shut down. So we got a phone call. The dealership got a phone call from someone saying, these guys are in trouble. They won't be able to make payments on their cars anymore. And so we had to go and repatriate the cars. We had to go get them. And unfortunately, the reality was there were only 3 of us in the leasing department. And this had nothing to do with me and my business that I was doing. I didn't lease these guys any cars. But as an employee of the leasing department, I was called into duty to go and help retrieve these cars. So what we did was our manager in the lease department, he had to go and get 100 cars. We had to pick up 100 cars from the lot of this car rental agency. And wouldn't you know it, the day that we had to do this, we had a blizzard. We had a mighty blizzard. And I had no idea in the morning when I came to work, I'm in my suit tie, jacket tie, and I'm wearing leather shoes. I parked about a half a block away from the dealership and I walked across the parking lot and the snow was coming down. It was going to be a bad day, but I scurried into the office. And within an hour of getting there, we all found out that the hammer had fallen. And we've got to go and get these cars. So the dealership rounded up a bunch of employees, admin people, new car salesmen, the leasing guys, a couple of mechanics, and anyone else we could get our hands on. And my boss grabbed one of the vans, a used van, and we all piled. There's like 8 of us piling into this van, and then another van was picked up with another 6, 8 guys, and we drove down to this rental car place, and it was cold and windy, and I'm wearing an executive coat over top of my suit, and I've got leather shoes on, and I've got a suit pants that are thin, and the wind is howling. It's 25 below zero. The wind is coming across the road like a whiteout, and we're going to this parking lot in a small and light industrial part of town to go and get cars. Oh my gosh, we have no idea what we're going to drive back. And it had been minus 20 overnight. It was cold. And all these cars are sitting there and they're all covered in snow. And we're all told, come on into the warehouse here and we'll give you a set of keys to a car. You go out to the car, open the trunk. There should be a snow brush. You could brush off the car. Try to start the car, get the heater going, and you can drive the car back to the dealership, and we would then do it all again. And we ended up, the manager ended up renting very quickly a parking lot near our dealership where we could put these things, because he wanted to get them in our possession as quickly as possible, because these were our assets. The dealership that I worked for owned these cars, had leased or rented these cars to this guy, and now we were taking back our ownership of the vehicle. So I get a set of keys, and I'm going, what kind of car is this? I don't recognize the keys. I don't recognize there's a logo on the key that I don't understand. And my manager says, oh, it's that white one over there. I walk out there. I'm walking in 2 feet of snow, and when you walk in 2 feet of freshly powdered snow, you use your feet as a stomper to stomp the snow down. I am stomping my feet through this parking lot to get to this white car that is covered in 2 feet of snow. I can't see the brand name on it, and I open the trunk somehow. I get my gloves on. I wipe it up, try to get this trunk open. I pull out this brush, and I start brushing off the car, and I see the logo on the trunk of the car. It's a Lada. Made in the Ukraine. Oh, no, I gotta drive a Lada about 15 miles across town in a blizzard. I'm not even sure if this thing will start. I'm praying to God it won't start. Please don't start. Please don't start. If it won't start, I don't have to drive this car. I can go back and get another set of keys to something else. Please don't start. It's a 3-cylinder car. 3-cylinder car. I get into this thing, and I pull the choke on it. And I have to pull the choke on it. I remember from my Volkswagen days how to do that. I'm sitting in there, and I'm going, ee, and I'm pulling the choke, and I'm putting the gas down, and it starts to turn over. I'm going, no, it's starting. No, I don't want it to start. It starts revving up. I'm going, oh, God, no, I got to drive this car. Oh, geez, and it's revving up, and I put the heat up all the way on defrost and everything, and I get out of the car, and I keep taking all the snow off of the damn thing, and I'm thinking, there's no way I'm getting out of the parking lot. It's 2 feet of snow. I won't be able to get out. I'm still saved. I won't be able to get out. But no, there's a plow going up and down the parking lot. My boss hired a guy with a plow, and he's plowing out the way so that all I had to do is move 3 feet, and I'm in the clear. Dang it. Anyway, I clear this thing off, and the engine's going on the outside. It sounds terrible. Oh, my God. I get inside this car, and it's all frosted up, just like an old Volkswagen Beetle used to frost up on the inside. I can't see on the side. I can't see forward. I can't see behind me. I'm using the snow scraper inside the car to scrape the car so I can look out. And I can't get the wipers to work because they're frozen onto the windshield. I go outside, and I'm hacking at these damn wipers, getting this stupid car going, oh, I hate my life. And I'm not being paid for this. I'm not being paid for this. I get a salary to be a leasing guy. I get money to lease vehicles. But I don't complain. I love my boss. I'll do whatever he says, and I'm earning brownie points. And he's telling me, you are earning brownie points today. So just do what I ask you to do. You will be rewarded for your efforts. I'm going, I believe this guy. He never lies to me. But I'm thinking here inside this car, oh, that bastard. Oh, I'm going to get him, but good. But anyway, finally get the wipers going. I'm scraping the inside of the car. I'm cranking the window down a half an inch to let fresh air through, and it's 25 below. It's terrible. Oh, my God, and the car won't die. Put it into gear, and it moves. It moves. No, it's moving. Oh, God, no. I'm driving this car out of the parking lot at 1 mile an hour, 2 miles an hour, and it's a little automatic Lada from the Ukraine. You can buy these things brand new, loaded? No, not loaded. Brand new off the dealer for like $10,000 in, what year was this? 1995 or something. Oh, my God. It had 7,000 kilometers on it, and it had a hole in the ceiling. It was a piece of the roof had split from it. Oh, it was a piece of crap. There were all kinds of problems with the car, all kinds, and it was not even a year old. Oh my God! No wonder these guys went under. You couldn't rent this car to anybody for anything. How they even bothered renting a Lada? Why would anyone want to rent a lot? I mean, what, $5 a day? I don't get it. Oh, I'm driving this thing, and damned if I couldn't drive this car all the way back up to the northeast part of Calgary in the middle of a blizzard, because it's built in the Ukraine, where they have blizzards. It's near Russia, very close to Russia. This car is just banging along. I could not believe it. So we get to this parking lot that my boss had rented, because we were in like a line of vehicles behind the van to get to this next place. We get to the parking lot, and he's pointing to me. He said, over there, park it over there. And I'm going, oh gosh, I got to park it in the front of the parking lot. This parking lot isn't plowed either. It's got a foot of snow on it. Oh, but this thing drives. I drive it right to the spot, stop it, turn it off, do up the windows, lock it by hand. I had to lock it and then use the key to lock it. Remember that? Oh my gosh. And now I am plotting with my leather shoes. I'm walking through a foot of snow back to the van. And my manager is sitting there in the driver's seat with his hand on the steering wheel, watching me come in. And he's going, you done good. You done good. We got to go back and get another one. I'm going, oh, no. All day long. We had to do 5 trips all day long to go back to this parking lot and bring out 8 to 10 to 12 cars at a time between these 2 vans with these employees. But as the day went on, the body count went down. Soon there were only 3 or 4 guys driving vehicles anymore, with only 1 van load at a time. There were just a few of us left, and all day long I drove every conceivable kind of car back to this parking lot, and I even drove a Ford Mustang rear-wheel drive with summer tires in the middle of a blazing blizzard. Oh, no, and it was fishtailing, and oh my gosh. The car story. Well, all right. So we survived. My feet were freezing cold. My toes were cold. We finally got a break for lunch, and my boss bought us lunch. In the lunchroom. I'm paying. Don't worry. I'm bringing in pizza, whatever it was. And we finished the job. And then fast forward about a week later, and I found out all the details about this whole gory mess. And that he was already blowing off cars to other dealers, selling cars off to used car dealers. He had used car guys come to the lot, and they would make him an offer for that car and that car. And he'd look at his books and go, yeah, we'll take that deal. Yeah, we'll take that deal. Give me $100 more and you got that car. Deal. Oh, done. Gone. And he's blowing off cars, getting checks to offload this, overhead. And over 2 weeks, he got rid of all of them. I even had to drive a Lada from that lot to a dealership to get repaired under warranty, and it got repaired under warranty. Thank you, Jennifer, for a bagel.
I didn't want to interrupt your story.
She didn't want to interrupt the story. We're on a roll here.
The Lada story.
But we got these Ladas all fixed up, and then he blew them off for $6,500 a piece and got our money back. This guy was a genius. He was a real pro. But I'll tell you. So about 2 weeks later, he calls me into his office. He says, hey, Bruce, got to talk to you for a minute. I want to talk to you about something. Yeah, sure. Sit down. He says, you remember a couple of weeks ago, we had to go retrieve some cars? I said, remember? The scars are in my brain. I'll never forget. He says, well, you remember I told you that I would make it worth your while? I said, oh, yeah, I do remember that. You promised that you were going to make it worth your while. He says, well, I got something for you. I said, oh, okay. What do we got? He said, well, got an oil and gas company that we deal with, and the president of the company, the vice president of the company, and another vice president of the company. These guys are each getting their own company vehicles, and each of these guys, and the one guy in particular that I'm going to have you look after, he is getting himself a brand new 3/4 ton pickup with a cap back on top of the truck, and the towing package and the high-end tire package. And this thing cost $80,000 in 1995. Every imaginable bell and whistle available from General Motors was added to this thing. It was just a luxury truck of some kind. It was just insanity. Extended cab, and I mean everything, leather, power, everything. And the deal was so rich. The lease offer, they ended up leasing this truck for the executive through their company, and money was not an object, obviously. And the markup on this truck, on this lease deal, paid me $3,000. That was my commission on this truck for this guy to drive for 3 years. It was ridiculous. And I thought I wouldn't want to be a shareholder of this guy's company because these guys are blowing money on perks, but nonetheless. So he said to me, here's what I need you to do. I got a check here for $80,000. I want you to drive the check down to the Chevy dealer where this truck is. I want you to take a cab, go down there, and deliver the check to the fleet manager. He's expecting you. Sign the contract for delivery. You'll walk around the truck, make sure it's all fine. It should be fine. And he'll hand you the keys. I want you to drive the truck here to the dealership because the president of the company is coming here later today to pick up his truck. And for that, you're going to make $3,000. I'm going, have I got a minute to yeah, I'll do that. So down to the dealership by a cab, which the dealership paid for. I didn't have to pay for the cab, right? Picked up this beautiful truck, drove it back up to the Northeast, dropped it off, handed the keys to the boss. He said, there you go. That's your deal. Because he could not write a lease deal for himself. He had to write a lease deal for his salesman. And it was my turn on this one. And he said, this one is for you. You remember that day you were jumping through 2 feet of snow in your leather shoes and you were swearing the world against me? No, I never did that. Oh, yes, you did. I said, this is your payoff. And he paid me back big time to drive Ladas through blizzards for an entire day. Unbelievable. I think I drove 3 Ladas that day, plus a number of other vehicles. You never forget the scarring for something like that. There's a car story for you. There's your car story of the day. As we're watching GameStop at $179.18 a share. Unbelievable. Anyway, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for I hear the horn. Help, Jen. Turbo conversion kit. Bagels are here. Thank you so much for all of this. That Mustang sounds perfect for snow drifting. I'll tell you, that Mustang that I drove back, oh, it was bad. It was bad. We found out through detective work. We talked to people for weeks, and we heard all kinds of stories about this family-run rental agency. Yeah, we found out that the teenage son, the 19-year-old teenage boy who worked for the owner of that place, he would take that Mustang out on weekends for himself because daddy let him do it. And he took the Mustang to the drag strip because on Saturday afternoons, you could bring your own car and drive it down the drag strip and get it timed. And you could race your friends, go against a buddy. And so this guy was taking the Mustang rental car, driving it down the drag strip on weekends for poops and scoops, for giggles. And found out that he had crashed the car. He had crashed the car, and that the passenger side door had been kinked in, and the back pillar had been banged up. And rather than admit to us, the banker of the car, that they had injured the car, they took it to a body shop, a friend of a friend, and they had it very quietly repaired for cash, no insurance claims, because we would have found out about this. They put Bondo all over it. They did a Bondo repair job and had a spray paint thing over it. So when we picked this thing up, it had a year to go on its lease, and we were now picking this thing up. We could tell right away there's something wrong with the side of this car. And sure enough, you just take a magnet and put it against the side of the door, and the magnet falls down to the ground. There's no steel under there. It's just Bondo. The mechanics immediately looked at the car when I got it driven back to the lot. We took it right to the dealer, right to the mechanic. He put it up on the hoist, and they inspected this car immediately and found out all kinds of problems with this car. The transmission was shot. The suspension was shot. The side of the car had to be replaced or repaired, repainted. I mean, there was thousands of dollars of work that had to be done on this car, and my manager's freaking out, going, "Are we going to be able to get our money back on this damn car?" Luckily for him, it was on the books for like $6,000, and once it was repaired, he got it sold for $8,500. He got out alive on that deal. Unbelievable, the shenanigans that were going on behind the scenes of a car dealer. This car, the Mustang, never saw the lot of the Toyota dealership that I was working at. The Lexus dealership never saw the lot. It was never going to be for sale as a used car at our dealership. This car ended up being sold off to a used car specialty dealer that sold that car off. We had nothing to do with it. Oh my gosh. And those Lottas, they were sold off with a lot that my manager had rented. They were sold there by used car guys that we had brought in just there. They put up a little tent. They had a used car tent sale. Yeah. Oh, did we have a tent sale of tent sales? I didn't have to do anything about it. Thank God. I didn't have to do anything about it. Didn't have to be there. Didn't have to worry about it. Oh, those cars, all 100 of them, he had to get rid of. He had to sell them. My manager was on the hook with his department for every one of those leases. He managed to bail out alive. Didn't cost the company a dime, but he didn't sleep well for weeks. He did not sleep well, but he took care of me. I took care of him. Oh, so much fun. 179.38 on GameStop right now. That's where the GameStop shares are. When I start eating this bagel, come on, GameStop, you can do better than this. Volume of 2 million shares. Let's go to the moon here while Bruce has a bagel. Welcome, everybody. So good. So good. Now, speaking of bagels, got something else. Received the package in the mail yesterday. And a card. Aprons by Elsie's Flat. Got aprons. Got this card from Elsie. Hi, Bruce and Jen. Thank you for sharing your time and knowledge. Congratulations on 100,000 subscribers from Linda. Thank you so much, Linda. Linda, not only Linda's mom made me this, got me a bagel mask for COVID. How about that? Oh, you gotta love this. A bagel COVID mask, and it is of the highest quality. It's fantastic. It's got this fold on it, this pleat on it. It's fantabulous. Thank you. And we got
I got an apron.
Jen got an apron.
A bagel apron.
Bagel apron. Thank you so much for sending us that. That was a tremendous little surprise. Really appreciate it. And let's hope that moves the market too. We're trying to move the market with bagels.
There you go.
Right on, Jen. Here we are, 179.52.
I'm surprised it went under the 180. Today's Wednesday, right?
Garbage day.
How come nobody has their garbage out? Did we miss the memo?
Is there a memo? Is it not garbage day?
I don't know. I think
A buddy of mine drove a little red Miata with bullet hole stickers on it 10 years ago. Story time with Uncle Bruce. Oh, man.
I love those little fake bullet holes.
These cars, these Lottas, oh, man, they were so bad. So bad.
So cheap. I'll check later.
Something tells me that a bank would only give you a 50% loan on that thing. If you had an $8,500 card, you'd be lucky to borrow $4,500 of it. What can I say? That would be my hunch. I don't know. Anyway, we saw Jen's forearm. Someone saying it's bagel time, and the story continues. Sounds like Ryan Cohen. Have you ever seen the movie Used Cars? Yes, we have. I have seen the movie Used Cars with the $5 bill on the end of a fishing lure. I've seen that movie. Oh, yeah. Holy crap. Would need to be a Bentley, laugh out loud. Oh, my. Oh, gosh. So much fun. So much fun. My son is waiting for Bruce to eat his bagel. It says, that's fantastic. Oh man. Some of these comments are great. My son is waiting for Bruce to eat his bagels so we can eat his too. We got bagels. We got bagels. Story just gets better and better. Oh man. 2 over easy eggs on a half a bagel. Waiting on you here, Bruce. I don't eat till you do, and I'm starving. 159.56. My gosh. There you go. I'm holding 70 plus shares. What do you think? You're going to write a call option. You get 30 more shares and write a call option. Absolutely. You can do that. Thanks, Uncle Lada. Loved it. Oh man, yes, we do want to hold. We want to hold the stock. Hold the stock and get ready. Great story. Thank you. Bagels. 20 below. That's not for me. Oh, I thought the Midwest was cold. Oh man, I like Bruce's stories. Celsius. I know it was like minus 30 Celsius, probably minus 15, 20 Fahrenheit, and the white snow blowing across the highway. It was bad. My car, I plugged it in. Even otherwise, it wouldn't start. Some of the cars in the parking lot wouldn't start. They had to jump start them, and I didn't want to be doing that either. Oh, it was just rough. We had the mechanics out there. We had our one of our vehicles with the battery cables and stuff, jumping cars. Oh, we were doing everything to get those cars off that lot today. Get them out of there today, because we were worried about the lot getting padlocked by the bankers. We had to get every asset off of there that was ours, so we got them out of there that day. They were out. I'm not sure if any of the cars were towed out, but that could have happened towards the end of the day or during the day between runs. They would tow cars off of there, get them off that property at all cost. Unbelievable. It was a side of the market, the car market, I'd never seen before, obviously. My mom just laughed out loud, Bruce. Oh, it's cold. Oh my gosh. So cold. And I was the young guy. In the department. I was, how old was I? I was 40 years of age, roughly 41. And one of the fellows I was working with was 64, and he was not happy. He was not a happy camper, but he had to do it. And then our manager, who was about 50, great guy. And he, like I said, he drove the van to keep it going. He was the coordinator of it all. And then we had the Lexus, one of the mechanics from Lexus. We had a couple of mechanics from the Toyota division. We had some salesmen who were probably paid by the manager over there in cash under the table to help us out. Probably my manager probably paid them cash under the table to help, because we couldn't give them commissions. But yeah, I'm sure there were favors all over the place. There were guys who were working for the cause. The good of the dealership is what this is about, because this represented millions of dollars, possibly, of losses, or certainly hundreds of thousands in losses to the dealership if we didn't get this done. So everybody was preserving their jobs by helping out this one. It was something else. Absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, what can I say? It was cold. Absolutely was cold. My God. If someone did to my mustache, I'd be livid. He'd be in court. It's getting cold here, Bruce. Let's eat. 179.10, 179.21. Go GameStop. It was insane. It was a small V8 engine in the Mustang. It wasn't a powerful car. That thing was beaten and beaten and beaten. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. If I recall, when we first got there in the morning, I think that Mustang had a flat, and they had to pump up the tire to see if it would work, and that did it. It was just a leaky tire. So I'm driving this Mustang back at 20 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone with cars in front of me and behind me, like a little convoy, trying to get this thing back right to the dealership, right indoors, and then they drove it onto the lift, and they dealt with it from there. It was bad. Oh my. Bagel. Yeah, we'll probably make that we'll make that a video tonight. I'll tell my editor to make a video of this one. Send me a private email. The link is down below. You want comics? Where can I get a bagel in Holland? I have no idea. My perfect view, Bruce. A nice mask. The thumbs up for the bagel mask. We got a bagel mask here. I'm back from researching a lot of vehicles, Bruce. I can only imagine how refined you felt driving one of those bad boys all decked out in the snow. Brilliant gift. Cute. Fantastic. 179.24. Not much going on. Oh, my goodness. Oh, it's so much fun, everybody. Thank you so much. All right, here you go. 3,000 viewers, and only 1,400 likes. Well, they don't like him anymore. Oh my gosh. Hey, Bruce, how does all this attention impact your and Jen's lives? And how do you cope with it? Any moments to let it sink in? You do an amazing job, by the way. We are in such a small town of 5,000 people. No one notices. We're in our neighborhood here, just sitting in my living room. Curtains are drawn. Got my light on, talking. I'm just talking. We don't walk around downtown. We don't, we're isolated. We're trying to stay away from masses. So an outing for us is getting in our car, driving to our Tim Hortons drive-through window, ordering a coffee and a donut. Then we drive out of town about 5 miles to a beautiful mountain view area, and we just overlook the area, and we just talk to each other, recap what you did to me today, how nice you were to me, how mean you were to me today. We go over all that and ask, should we keep doing this or should we stop this right now? We're not stopping. And then I remind her, I said, these are the nicest people on YouTube. You know that. These are the best people in the world. I know. And we do our mail run first. We check our mailbox downtown, everything. And if a package comes in, we are opening it in the car. Can't wait to see what it is. And we looked at that mask and went, this is going to go over really good tomorrow on the air. It's going to be great. I can't wait to show this off. And that's how we handle it. So I don't get recognized by anybody, because when I'm outside in the grocery store buying my groceries, I got a mask on. Nobody knows who I am. It's a town of 5,000 people. How many people around here are watching Uncle Bruce for stock tips? 5, 9? What are the odds that I'm going to be recognized behind a shopping cart in a local grocery store where there's 40 people in the whole store, So it's very calm and quiet. It's the calm before the storm. So we're okay. We're all right. Wolfgang, ever hear of the Delisle temperature scale? Water freezes at 150 D and boils at 0. The scale is reversed. So 15 below D is 230 Fahrenheit or 110 Celsius. Well, I never heard of that. And you're confusing the hell out of me, man. I can't handle it. 179.26. Bruce, hurry up with the bagel. I want to buy this at 165. I got 1/4 to go. Oh, man. Lotta's the best cars. The sun melted something in the wheel, caused the horn to go off. It wouldn't stop. Oh, that's funny. Oh, man. I remember the days of spraying ether on the carburetor to get the car to start. Oh, yeah. All the tricks. All the tricks. Oh, my gosh. That is insanity. KW McCabe, thank you. Can you talk a little about IPO, please? IPOE, please, today. Well, this deal should be getting done shortly. It's $16.98 down 28 cents. I'm waiting for the stock to relist the SoFi. It should be this week or next week. It's that close. It is really any day now. Any day now, this should be SoFi. I'm just waiting for the official. I don't have the official. I'm just waiting for it to be told. There'll be a lot of news coming out. A lot of news coming out on SoFi. For the first time. Sold covered calls at 192.5. They expire this Friday. Fun, fun, fun. They're going to expire worthless. You keep all that money. Way to go. Everybody needs to shake the bag of chips to buy this dip. AB, sir, you don't have the credit for a Lexus LS400. Can I interest you in something else that starts with the letter L? No, not a Lincoln. No. I got something else that starts with the L that might work for you. I got a lease here. Oh, I got a special 8-month lease offer for you. And at the end of the lease, you can keep the car for nothing. Just give me $1. It's all yours. Oh, man. Bill, Bruce, in Barron's this morning, the GameStop frenzy appears to be over. It's all over. And GameStop is holding at 180. Why? One analyst says it's just worth $10. It's over. It's over. There's no need to be here. None. There's nothing to see here. Okay. What can we say, Bill? What can we say? Wolfgang, Carnival sees cruise bookings surging, even with the fleet sideline. The government says no, yet the people say, get us out of here. Yeah. What the shareholders are not being told about, or don't know, or fail to consider, or they're ignoring it, I don't know. Every cruise line out there, whether it's the big cruise lines like Carnival and all the subsidiary lines, which is Holland America, Princess, Cunard, P&O, Costa Cruising, all the brands, every one of them have future cruise credits on the books for millions of people who had their cruises canceled since last year, March, April. There are probably 15 million people that are owed a cruise that long ago paid for it, never took the refund when offered, kept it as a cruise credit, were offered a bonus. Keep your $5,000 with us. We'll give you $6,000 of cruising, or your $5,000 is worth $7,000 of future cruising credits. All these people want to get on these ships because they want their cruise. They paid for it in 2019. They want to go cruising. No one talks about the fact that these cruise lines, when they start sailing at 60% occupancy, it's going to take them 2 years, minimum 2 years, to pay back all their customers with future cruises. And if you've got, let's say, half of the 60% on the ship, half of them are future cruise credit people, they're not spending any money on board your ship. They're riding for nothing. They've already paid you. You've already spent that money. The other 30% are paying to get on the ship and are paying for drinks, massages, and short excursions, and a glass of coffee, a bottle of pop, and a cup of coffee. Yeah. 30% of the passengers are paying passengers. Only 60% of the ship is occupied. 40% of the ship is empty, which means only 30% of the ship is generating any cash. That is just enough to pay for the gas, the fuel, and the staff, maybe, but it's not enough to pay for all the food. It's not enough to pay for all the maintenance needed to be done. Not enough to pay the insurance. Not enough to pay for head office staff. Not enough to pay for marketing. Not enough to pay for the cost of credit card transactions. These guys are going to lose money big time for the next 2 to 3 years. Big time. With 15 to 20 million people out there owed a free cruise going forward, these cruise lines, their cash flows are going to be decimated for years. These shares have no business being anywhere where they are right now. That's my call on it. It shouldn't be anywhere here at all. That's just me, though. What do I know? I'm just an old guy just trying to hang out with you from Creston, hoping that you like me. Thank you, everybody. Jay Postals, Bruce, can you please explain the potential effect of the DTC 2021 005 rule change to modify the DTC settlement service? Can't really explain it except to say there seems to be a move afoot where going forward, any firm that doesn't deliver stock to the clearing firm after a certain number of days of the trade being done could be subjected to huge costs to carry a position. And we're talking as much as 130% as a fee or a fine or what, I don't know, of the value of the trade in question. So if you have a client that shorted 100,000 shares of GameStop at $180 a share, and you can't deliver the stock because it's sold short or it's not a declared position or whatever the issue is, you, the brokerage firm, will now be charged 130% as a fee, which you will now pass on to your customer as a fee to be short this stock. And you multiply this by 100 million shares that are not being delivered. This could be a major problem. But I don't know for sure that that is exactly how this works, when, what the logistics are, what the ramifications are. If you're a repeat offender, I can't answer any of that stuff. I'm just reading what I'm reading, and I don't know how detailed and how accurate this information is, but that's what we're hearing. We're hearing different kinds of news and different kinds of scenarios, which could be good for longs. And Randy Ellis, on top of an esports betting venture, GameStop should roll out their own stable coin for placing and cashing out bets, turn their stores into OTBs. Very well, you never know about that. I'm thinking it's do it online. You don't need to do it in the store. Just do it online. So easy. Anyway, that's just what I'm wondering about. What else? What else? Thank you, everybody, for being here. Short the cruises. You mean flu. Let's see. Let's go. What else is being talked about here? Will they enforce this rule? I don't know. Somebody posted about this on the Facebook page. 177.31. We are down a little bit from the last trade. I think GameStop should acquire Steam. Bruce, price target for VGAC once the merger is complete. What do you think the stock is going to trade at? What does your crystal ball say that this stock is going to trade at? And I'm not holding you to it, but I'm counting on you. Just say, well, look, kids, how long after the deal? 5 minutes after the deal? 5 hours after the deal? The first week? The first month? How fast? When you want to know? I think the longer you hang around, the better you're going to do and the happier you're going to be. Once this deal is done, I think you're going to like what you hear and like what you see. And I don't think you're going to be disappointed with the share's performance. But to tell you a price, that's not fair to me, not fair to you. But I will say, I think it'll be higher. How about that? I think it'll be higher. Daryl, if you had $1,000 to put on one SPAC or GameStop, which would it be? I'm going to put a gun to your head, and you have to tell me, Bruce, which is it going to be? You got $1,000. You tell me, what are you going to buy and why? And then after that, I want you to tell me how high it goes. And if it doesn't do what you said it does, I'm never talking to you again because you're not my friend. Thank you, Daryl, for sending me this donation and putting a gun to my head. I really appreciate it. I like it all. Why don't you split the difference? Why don't you just, buy 500 at GameStop and take a dart, put all the names of the SPACs on the pieces of paper, throw them on the wall, and then throw a dart at the wall, and whichever dart it lands on, buy $500 of that SPAC. You don't even have to ask me for this stuff. You can do this is a game you can play at home. This could be a lot of fun. I've heard earlier this year there were guys who were throwing darts at stock symbols and picking those shares to buy when they didn't know what they were doing. But Daryl, I can't. What am I supposed to? Daryl, it's not fair. Daryl, but thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. And it's a fun game. I agree. It's a fun game. Today's bagel, cheddar and ham. Woohoo! All right, on 177.15 on the stock. Volume on GameStop today, 2.5 million shares. Very quiet day today, but it is down. The Dow is down 17. It's at the low of the day. It was up 40 odd this morning, down 17 now. Down 19 on the Dow now, just plummeting. S&P up 3 points. NASDAQ up 9.5. Kind of a quiet day around here. Again, that's what I'm showing right now. Bruce is saucy. I like saucy Bruce. And that's what those Uno cards are for, man. All out of Tenderloin. This is what makes me reach for the unsubscribe button. When you don't put your butt on the line and guarantee us the price of a stock at a certain time of day, even though I'm a long-term patient investor, you don't give me today's best trade, I'm just going to unsubscribe from you. How about that? I'm just going to talk to you anymore because you're just not my friend. I mean, what do you want from me, guys? You want me to give you guarantees in writing? Oh my gosh. Buy the stock, put it away, shut up, and enjoy the ride. That's all you got to do. It's so simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be personal, I suppose. But what can I say? Oh my gosh. People are so impatient. Let's see what's going on. My plan is to see if the SPACs can go long or go big and split. I love all this confirmation of my confirmation bias. Maybe it'll go to $10,001 a share. It could do that. Snipe some more. Just smash the button instead of talking about doing it. Laugh out loud. The market doesn't have any bites. What is the SSR level? 10% below the price of the stock. It's got to drop 6% more. It's got a whole long way to go down. It closed last night at 184.50. It's got to drop 18.50. It's only down $7. Hardly a thing to worry about. GameStop for sure. Then invest in those juicy SPACs. Your opinion, man. I just want your opinion. I was definitely, I was afraid it was my bagel that was going to make DE unsubscribe. Bruce, bagels, Battlestar Galactica, hike. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Oh man. I am never, ever unsubscribing from Uncle Bruce, says Julie's. Really deep due diligence showed me the way, and it is so enlightening when you can feel it, not just know it. See? There it is. You say you're here with your opinion, and that's what I asked for, buddy. I want your opinion. I say it's going higher. That's my opinion. But don't ask me for a number. I can't give you a number. I'm just saying it's going higher. I've said many times, actually, DE, many times I've said, I think these shares will go higher than they've ever been before. And the highest they've been, 483. That's the highest they've been. I say they'll go higher than that. Now you're going to ask me when. I know you are. It's just my opinion, though, Bruce. Bruce, I'm just asking you for your opinion. When they'll go higher, can you give me an exact date? Because I've got plans to go traveling. I'm just having fun with it. I'm messing with you. I'm messing. Oh, man. Bruce, ignore the haters, my friend. Proud of what you've done with your channel and grateful for the advice you've provided. Thank you. Paul's guitar is laughing out loud. Please take it with a grain of salt, people. I'm not angry. It's okay. I'm just doing what I can. Wally's World, Stock Markets with Bruce. That was be like in Bruce, my good man. Thank you. John Van, thumbs ups for you, buddy. Adventures with Duncan, red equals buy day, guys. Okay, thank you. Max, hey, Bruce, when do you think the VGAC name change will go through? The minute they list as the new company. The minute. It's the next 30, 40 days. And very soon, Stephen W. is so hard to read the tea leaves. Well, that's what they want me to do. I donated even when I was hurting because I want you to keep doing what you're doing regardless of it. I feel differently in the future. I love the show. Wolfgang, thank you for everything, for being here, for being a member, being a subscriber, making donations, everything. I appreciate it so much. I think we're going to have a good year this year. I think you guys are going to have a wonderful year if you hang on to this stock. That's my opinion on it. You just got to hang around. DE, calm down, man. Calm down. Colin, when? Man. HD, Long Ale, thank you. You need to get on Uncle Bruce's Discord. I'm a baby there, just like the little whales that I like to watch in the morning and at night playing. That Bruce Bagels Battlestar Galactica needs to be on the dang shirt. That's what that needs to be on. He said 18 cents to the dollar earlier. That's right. At 17.73, it's trading at 17.73 cents on the dollar right now because that should be $1,000 stock. There you go. So that's what you could be buying it for. Goes to $1,000. You only paid 17.75 cents. It's 177.50. How about that? Now that you're my uncle, please share your personal cell. I want to know your shoe size. I want to know your waist. I want to know your height. I want to know what your weight is, and I want your medical history because you're my uncle, and I'm related to you. I need to know this for my genealogy background. I no longer watch CNBC. I watch BNBC, Bruce in British Columbia. Thank you, Barry, for popping in here. I'd like an exact date, Bruce. When exactly is this stock going to an exact price? But I'm not going to hold it to you. But I want to know. Wait a minute, I got to write this down. Bruce said the shares would go to. When? What else needs to be said? He said it should go to 1,040. Look for that. Look for that. Short DE confirmed. Bruce says GameStop will go to 483.01. It's confirmed. It's official. He's on the hook. It better go there, Bruce, or you're in big trouble. I got lawyers. Colin, life's too short to be angry. Bruce, what's the exact date I'll die? Adventures of Duncan. I'm a dual subscriber here for the long term, and I'm looking forward to having a drink on a cruise with an envelope. There you go, buddy. Can't wait to see you. Wolfgang, everyone has their opinion, but murder is still bad. Regardless of anyone's opinion, I think it's still bad. DE, it was someone else who asked you a number and a time. That was not me. Don't be slipping, Brucey. We love you. Oh, man. There's just no mercy, is there? There's just no mercy. Wally's Golan, Dalen, just dangerously, exactly. HT came here for a stock talk, stayed for story time. It's all good. Uncle Bruce makes me laugh. It's the highlight of my day. Thank you. 18 cents to $1. That's bullish. Means higher. Means buy. The UGA honky laughing out loud. Jonathan, they should let you give another thumbs up for every hour you watch. That's what they should let you do. Every hour you watch, you should be allowed to give a thumbs up every 60 minutes. That's what should be happening here. How many we got? We got 1,500 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. 57 thumbs downs. We're still kind of shooting around 30 to 1. Can't seem to get over the 30 to 1 factor on the plus minus line approval, disapproval. But 1,500 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody, for these 1,500 thumbs ups. If you can spare one, spare one. That would be great. 2,450 of you here. At least 900 of you haven't given me one. And I bet you there are 1,500 of you here that haven't given me a thumbs ups today that you could give me one. It would be so cool if you did. But anyway, we'll take what we can get. I thank you all so much for everything, everybody. I really, really appreciate all of you for this. It's wonderful. All right. GameStop 178.29. It's coming up. It's on a roll. We're going viral, baby. Look out. He's not angry. He's Canadian. I tried to read tea leaves. It turns out I drink coffee, so I get weird results. Good morning, everybody from Freethinker. Drinking on them their cruises. Thinking of Bruce leading us the way. Calling dangerously. Haha. Missed you guys, Freethinker. Freethinker, welcome. Just panic. I bought some on the dip. I panicked. I bought some. Wally's World HT. Me too. This was the show because I can watch it whenever I want. Discord is the relaxing vacation home when you can come home and go as you please because it's always there. Bruce, what kind of bagel do you eat? Will you eat on October 10th, 2021? And how many seeds will be on it? And how well toasted will it be? And what will be the lot number of the case number that the Welch's grape jelly came from? Because I need to know these details right now. Don't you be hiding on me. Don't hold back. Gorilla-like Lance is saying, John, it's my money and I want it now. John is laughing. 6'9". Colin, I'd like to place an order for the stock to go up later today, please. How about right now? 178.40. Go. What's your sign? Noise. Wally's World. Is there a UB Discord? I need some of that berry jam with my melon. Okay. April 16th. There you go. Thank me later. Okay, thank you. Bruce is 7 feet 2 inches tall. Derek, 4/7/21. The shares will be at 177.98. There you go. Not financial advice. Chill paper palms. But my kids and I only bought GameStop back when it was 40 because Bruce said it was a good buy and would go higher. We've made money. If he says it's going higher, I'll hold. Well, there you go. 178.74. It's going higher. You got to hold. It's going higher. Bruce, you need a $5 minimum hotline voicemail. Laugh out loud. DFBT, Dizzle tweet. I don't know what this means. Birdie, bagels and blunts with Bruce before the bump. Jay Ryan. Hey, Jay, thank you for this donation. Hey, Bruce, looking to write call options, but I'm worried about if GameStop goes to the moon, won't I be a big loser? Thank you. Well, it all depends on what you write the call option for. If you write the call option for $800, good for 3 months, maybe you can bring in $20-$30. And if you get taken out, you get taken out at $800 plus the $30 if that's what you can get for it. I don't know what those contracts go for. I have no idea. That could be a way to play this game. Write an $800 call contract against your stock. Write a $400 call contract, good for 3 months. Maybe you can get $100. That means you're selling for $500 if you get taken out. Doesn't go to $500 a share. Doesn't even go to $400 a share. Sits at $365 a share. You keep all $100 and you're at $365. Win-win. Thank you. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to play this. What you talking about with $1,000 a share late to the party? What you talking about here, Willis? Well, we think it's going to 1,040. That's what we read. I read that today. I read that it's going to 1,040. Let's give him 5,000 when? Jared, VGAC absolutely will hit 1005. GameStop long-term is 1,000 a share company. Colin, no mercy. Jared, VAGC is 1005, and I'm Nostradamus. It's 1005 right now. Wally, the Yank says Skippy or all of you can show you the way, plus others. I am really a baby, like less than 6 days old there, literally, not figuratively. Wolfgang, my crystal ball says $4,205.28 on April the 9th. Make sure to be ready at exactly 11:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to go quick. There, welcome. Thank God somebody's going on the line around here because Mr. Vague, Mr. Vague won't say anything. I mean, he won't give anybody anything. Picked up another 70 shares of VGAC. Cheap stocks are satisfying. Can't wait to rewatch this on the documentary. Can't wait. Would be cooler if you did. I gave you 3 thumbs ups. iPad, phone, computer. Thank you, and thank you. Wolfgang, I haven't fixed my crystal ball. It didn't account for the daylight savings time. Chris Wayne, hey, Bruce, what are the options looking like for Friday? They die on Friday. That's all I know. I don't watch the options market while I'm doing this. Can't. Thank you for the 1,600 thumbs ups. Oh, man, with the 3 thumbs ups I just got from each device. On top of everything else, we're now at 1,600 thumbs ups on this channel. 61 thumbs downs, though. That's the problem. 30-to-1 ratio means we should be at 1,800 thumbs ups. So you thumbs uppers are not doing your job by not giving me thumbs ups right now. You got to be coming in here and popping me up to 1,800 thumbs ups so we can maintain a 30-to-1 ratio between good and evil. There's 1,700. We just got 100. We need 100 more thumbs ups to maintain the relationship between good and evil at 30. Hit that thumbs up button right now, everybody. Please, please, please hit the thumbs up. And let's get the 1,800 thumbs ups. And then we got the 30 to 65 thumbs downs. I need 1,950 thumbs ups to offset the 65 thumbs downs to maintain the 66 thumbs down. Oh no, I need 1,980 thumbs up. You guys are slipping. I mean, come on, guys. Hit the thumbs up button. Down to 67 or up to 67. Oh no. I'll go broke. Oh, it's unbelievable. It's just going to be so tough. I give up. We need, what can I say? We need the exact seat count, please, on those bagels. Ona Hester, just like my 3 blind mice. You make me want to upvote. Thank you. Free thinker, info, exact answer. I want the exact answers right now. Sockeye, Magic 8 Ball says, buy. Buy and hold, says laughing out loud. Fabian, Bruce, do you do horoscopes too? I'm a Leo, thanks. Could you give me my future? And I won't hold you to it, but I need to know exactly what's going to happen to me today and tomorrow. I absolutely know. You crack me up. Thanks. You got Lana. I can safely say the day all day is the same day as a squeeze from the Dart Heart Attack. I'll have to watching the price go. There you go, Alana. Yeah, we are on. There's no pressure on us, is there? No, none at all. Thank you, everybody. Wolfgang, my magic 8 Ball said sell, so I chucked it out for being defective. Time to get a new 8 Ball. Alana, the day I'll die. Oops. Lance, read the signs and the ketchup splatter patterns for us. Uncle Bruce, please tell us. Bale coin and GameStop's going up. 178.86. 178.86 coming back. John Van, after all those cruises you've been on, have you ever seen the end of our flat Earth? There's a good question. Not yet. Haven't seen the Earth being flat yet. 1-900 Bruce Live. There you go. Oscar Boss laughing out loud. Barry, have Jen make Jen's jam. I'll buy it. D Slaughter. He did at 38.40. Thanks. Brucelosis. There you go. I told people to buy at 38. I told people to buy at 40. Told people to buy at 42, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. I told people to buy at all those prices. Weren't you guys listening? Dizzle, thank you. Wolfgang, them ice walls are no joke. Oscar, thanks, Uncle. It was a pleasure to listen to you. Oscar, it's always fun to have you here. Buy and hold. I meant Twizzles. It's Twizzles, lads. This is the way. John Smith, J.G. Wentworth in the house. Lance, just write high value covered calls and do them weekly. There you go. Lance, that way you get the cash per week and sell your shares each week if you want and don't have to buy or close on your contract. So you can do that too. Wally's, Birdie, Viles, Bagels, and Blunts. Give me the mumps. Lance, you can sell. Wolfgang, J. Ryan Santorini, just sell the contract after writing it. There's likely some short seller that would rather have your call than be stuck paying $9.99 for every one of their stocks. AB, the physics hotline is my financial advisor. Lance, a free for all my friends. Thank you. Fergan, what if this whole ordeal goes to the moon and I find out I'm not a Lambo person after all? Now what? I made all these millions of dollars. I can buy any car I want. I thought I was going to get a Lamborghini, and now I don't want to get a Lamborghini because I'm not a Lambo guy. I went through all this for nothing. I mean, I should have just stayed poor, and I wouldn't have had any problems with the Lambo thing. I mean, Bruce, you're just not making it easy for me, man. You're killing me, man. You're killing me. Oh, my gosh. Book recommendations for investing. Just buy many Toyota Camrys. So, yeah, just buy a bunch of Camrys. Where can we find your stock list picks? Bruce, where are your stock list picks? Oh, there they are. They're right here, right at the bottom of the screen. Just screenshot that. Grab your phone and take a shot of that, photo of that. There you go. There's my stock pick list. And check them out for yourself and see what you think and become a member of this channel. And every time I add a stock to the stock pick list, you will be given 48 hours notice before anybody else. Members get privileges here. Become a member and you will be in front of everybody else that I like this stock or I like that stock or I think you should look at that stock, and you have a head start on getting into a position that might make you a couple of bucks a share. I don't know. If you bought 100 shares and they go up $2 a share and you sell them, you make a $200 profit. What does it cost you to be a member of this channel? $10 a month. I mean, I've paid for myself with that. Plus all the emojis you get to use. That's like $1 a day of entertainment right there. That's $365 a year of entertainment. And the commentary, I mean, every comment you should be paying me $1. I mean, you make 10 comments a day. That's $10 a day you're saving on comment fees. 5 days a week, that's $50 a week. 52 weeks a year, it's $2,600 a year. Look at the value. The value, gosh darn it, the value. Thank you, everybody, for being here. It used to be so much easier. It's not that easy anymore, but I'm doing what I can. Life is hard. Ferrari or food stamps. I got to get going. I've been on the air 3 hours, 14 minutes. I'm only supposed to be on for 3 hours. You know, I need a rest. I got to come back at 3 o'clock this afternoon for the last hour of the day, plus the first hour of aftermarket trading. I will be back. By the way, GameStop 179.25. Did you get the dip today? Did you get the dip? Did you buy back your call contracts at 176 when they were at 176? Or are you buying them back now for a good price? 179.54 on GameStop. It's going higher. It's going higher. And I didn't even predict it. I mean, I called for it to go higher, but I didn't say it would go higher this second, did I? But it's going higher. This is good stuff. Don't leave, Bruce. Don't leave. Comment fees, are those similar to short borrow fees? This could be a potential unicorn. That's it, everybody. Everyone get out your mats. Nap time. It's nap time for everybody. 179.08. I sure did. I love Bill, but the grammar Nazi in me is going nuts. Catch y'all laters. 176.69. Grabbed a certain amount. Skippy, thanks for the stream. Bruce, see you in the next stream tonight. See you at 3 o'clock Eastern. Bill's laughing. Bill, buy and hold. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here. How many thumbs ups? 1,800 thumbs ups. 75 thumbs downs. Can you believe how many thumbs downs I get for all the effort I put into making you laugh and cry and get frustrated and angry and upset? All that work I'm doing to get you riled up. And I get 76 thumbs downs and only 1,800 thumbs ups. It's unbelievable. It's like you're being charged to do a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You're not being charged, are you? I don't think so. I mean, these are free to hand out, you know. But guys, I'll take whatever you give me. If you're only going to give me 1,800 thumbs ups today, I guess I'll have to accept 1,800 thumbs ups. I'll take a sip of my caffeine-free Diet Coke with tears welling in my eyes that I only have 1,800 thumbs ups. As the stock is trying to hang on to 178.28, the stock's crying. I'm crying. The thumbs ups are crying. I love saying, nee. We broke through into the positive finally. See you later, Bruce. Love the show. A certain amount. I loved it. Take my energy. Grabbed another 7 shares. I'm up to 37 now. You can't stop this. Thumbs ups. Radio Rock Head. Congrats, Ape. Laughing out loud. Oh, snap. Schwab changed GameStop from F to D on the rating. Ron got Smith cooking, so I'm here for now. What is that? We're a little ahead of all of you over there. Saludos. Okay. Neat. You are. Is there enough Coke in your cup? Well, not anymore. Melvin said they would pay $69 per dislike. Maybe I can margin it now. Laugh a lot. Give me more banana. Sell wall after sell wall after. I'm not sure if anything going to be super here at work today. We appreciate you putting up with us, Bruce. Grabbed another 7 shares. I never wanted the stock to go lower till now. More GameStop for cheap prices. Throttle down here. Chad Dickens was talking, not me. Bruce, read this comment if you want to kiss. Bruce, we love you. See you later. I'm up to 88 shares, 12 more, and you can write a contract. Bill, a great talk show. Upbeat, funny, informative. John Van, there's Bruce for messing with our emotions. Thanks, buddy. Laugh a lot. I mean, stonks. What does this mean, Lance? Thomas, lots of hearts. We got an ice cream going. Got him. Thank you, everybody. That's right. We're now running along here. Thank you, everybody, as we get ready to walk and roll and rock and roll and do whatever we can. I will be back at 3 o'clock Eastern time. 178.97. We're going to 179. We're going to go to 180. Here we go, baby. It's going to happen. Oh, my gosh. It's exciting. Thank you, everybody. Don't leave. Don't leave. We're running. Don't leave. We're going, Bruce. It's happening. It's going to run away without you. Don't leave now. This stock's about to take off to the moon. Basically, it means that they're slightly more confident about the stock. That's probably what that means. Running to nap time. Slipping and sliding and gliding away. Guys, thank you so much. Come back at 3 o'clock Eastern. Hang out with me this afternoon. We'll see what this stock's going to do. Maybe we can run this thing to 200 today, 300 tomorrow, 400 the day after that. Wouldn't that be fun? That's it. Thank you, everybody. How many thumbs ups now? 1,900 thumbs ups, 80 thumbs downs. The hatred is out there. Oh, they hate me. 80 thumbs downs. They do not like me at all. But we got 1,900 on the upside. Thank you, everybody, for 1,900 on the upside. We now need to get to 2,400 thumbs ups to maintain a 30-to-1 ratio. Oh, I don't know if that'll ever happen again. I don't know. Less confident. Okay, I'm out of here. We'll see you at 3 o'clock this afternoon. I promise. Okay, bye for now.